That's not what I wanted to do. There's just 1 second, guys, to get started up here. Oh yeah, we go in here. Bam. What did you, who put that in there? Oh. Oh. Oh, and aha, one more. What do we got? Okay, so we're live. We're good. We're good. Okay. See things. Okay, I think we're good. I think audio levels are good. Moist. Make sure I'm good on here. Alright, so, anyway, let's go. Oh, wait, I got one more place to do this. Ah, why is... Okay, moisture on my keyboard. Okay. Okay, I think that's everything. And we can actually get started. Oh, welcome, Silver. Thank you so much for stopping by. Let's... Bam! There we go. Okay, now everything's up. And you can see me. And that I have flour and yeast and stuff. So basically, as you can see, I'm going to be making 2 pizzas today. And I'm also going to be making brownies. I actually need to look up... I usually have to look up a brownie recipe, because the weird thing is, I have all these cookbooks over here, but, like, none of them have brownie recipes. Like, this one's just straight up bread. I don't know what... I mean, technically brownies are bread, but I don't... Maybe I should actually look and see if there's a brownie recipe. But, I'm gonna make one of them a pita bread crust, and the other one a focaccia. They're both flatbreads, but focaccia still rises a lot more, so I consider it more like a pan-type crust. Pita bread should stay pretty flat the whole time. So. Let's see, bloomers, braided bread, brown bread, brown flour. Nope, doesn't have brownies. So yeah, I'll have to look that up. But it's okay. It's all about looking things up. Cured pizza and brownies, you just needed to know how to get in on that. All you had to do was click the link, and now you're here. Actually, first things first. But yes, it's going to kind of alternate between my weeby music and my regular music. It's 90% of it is going to be from video games, and then there's going to be like anime stuff, and then there's like 3 or 4 like bands. But yeah, just be warned. If I hear them going into the weird, because some of them have, you know, like the drama CDs. Now my true ship. I know. The only thing I'm missing is I need a hat, apparently, from what people are saying. But I need to figure out if I want like one of the tall ones, or if I want like the little floppy like beret type hat. I might like the beret better. But let's see. Because the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna make the focaccia bread needs about well, both the breads need about an hour to rise. The floppy ones, I'll make sure to look at that next time I'm out at a store, or I can look online. I think they have a couple of places that sell them pretty cheap. But yeah, the focaccia bread needs to rise. The pita also needs to rise, which doesn't make any sense to me because pita bread's like really flat, so I don't know why. But I'm gonna do what the recipes say. So we're gonna make the crusts first, get them situated on their pans, let them rise, and while they're rising, then we'll make the brownies. So that way, like I know I'm gonna have to cook. I have to cook the bacon, and I actually have to cook the chicken. Like I'll probably grill that and then like tear it up so I can put it on top of the pizza. But oh yeah, and I have to make the because one of the pizzas I already actually have. It's kind of funny because I made. This should be enough for a pizza, but I actually have some tomato sauce already that I made because I had garlic bread the other day, so I had a thing of tomato paste. So I went ahead and made that into tomato sauce so I could have something to dip it in, and there's still enough that I could cover a pizza with it. And then I bought some heavy cream, and I have mozzarella and stuff, so I'll make a Alfredo sauce because the chicken bacon ham pizza with the pita crust, I'm gonna make that an Alfredo sauce on that one instead of a red sauce, because that's usually how I get it if I get it from like Pizza Hut or something. So I was like, I might as well. Wait here, give me 1 second. I'm gonna. Sounds good. Yes. I'm hoping that the order works out okay. Okay, I'm already on the browser. I'm like, with Creme. Okay, let's see. What do we got here? Questions of a cookbook queen. Is there an actual recipe? Okay, I don't know. Okay, I don't care about your life. That sounds mean, but actually, I should probably see. Do I need butter? No, no butter. Oil for that. I think oil for the should probably actually put. Okay, yeah, it's all oil, so that's good. Easy enough. So I can use the butter for the brownies. And grab another bread recipe. That bread actually turned out really good though. Okay, and then for the creme brulee we need sugar, more butter. Okay, we got more butter. 3 1/4 cups, half and half. Oh, half and half. I think I can just use heavy cream for that. Vanilla extract and 4 rice that gets sprinkled on top, and then that's the part that probably gets actually, like, burnt. Because I have a pint of heavy whipping cream. So I'll probably use that. It's showing a pretty thick one for this, so I'm just going to, like, have the recipe for the topping. Because the rest of it I'm going to be using on the other pizza. Or what you usually make, you don't plan anything, you just hope you have enough food to make something edible? Well, I mean, that's kind of how it is when you're living the college life, Silver, so I can understand that. Like, generally, I don't have a lot of food on hand except when I'm doing the cooking stream. Because once I cook, like, I still have a little bit of the soup from last week that I made. So I tend to make enough to last me, like, the entire week. So the rest of the week, I'm eating that, or I'm eating, like, sandwiches or, like, something cheap, you know? And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, as long as you're happy with what you're eating, that's what matters. But yeah, let's go ahead and actually let me print that recipe for the brownies. Print. Okay. Let's see if that actually printed. I mean, seriously, like, usually I have, like, ramen and stuff at my cupboard. Like, if I'm just lazy, I'm just, like, just boil some water and put that in there. But okay. It sounds like we actually printed. So. All right, welcome, Sanchez. Lurking got friend over. Yeah, no, I got you. That's what I figured. I saw you and Harry were in chat, so I figured you guys were playing a game. Welcome, traitor. Why are you calling it Silver a traitor? Silver is a sweet, innocent young woman. She doesn't need those kinds of labels, sir. Sir. Don't be putting that evil on her, Sanchez. Because Silver never watches you anymore. That's because Silver's, like, asleep then, I think. Or, like, at school. Well, because Silver's behind by 2 hours. And you tend to stream fairly early for us, I think. Well, for me, generally, but I tend to sleep till noon. Yeah, see? It's fine. Silver doesn't... She's not a traitor. You streamed until 1 a.m. It's okay. Sanchez, it's gonna be fine, Sanchez. Let's see. So, we're making focaccia breads. Still not... Well, yeah, I would have been able to tell if you streamed today, sir, because I have you... You're one of, like, the many people that are in my little auto shout-out thingy. I don't know if I don't really want to make it at everyone, because most people don't really like it when the at everyone shows up. But that's the easiest way to get everybody's attention, too. Because most people will just kind of, like, click on it just to get rid of it. So, but considering how many people I have going online, at everyone probably isn't a good idea. Like, I think usually it's the caster themselves that uses it in their own channel, and then everybody else just kind of gets, you know, like the regulars. Hey, what's going on, Swifty? How are you doing, man? And thank you. You're not going to be streaming until Monday? Because that's when you get your, that should be when you get your RAM, right, Sanchez? But dude, like, yeah, Swifty, how have you been? How's everything been going with, like, training and all that stuff? Like, did you get into the paramilitary? Or I know you said you were working on it. I know you had another job and then you left that and you were doing, like, I think schooly stuff. I don't know, man, it's been a while. I know I really haven't been in Demi's, server that much, but, like, nobody's really been talking in there, except for, like, banter. But I'm doing good, man. I'm just about to make some pizzas. So, you know, I'm doing really good. Also, speaking of which, I should probably pull this down. Training's busted, and you got kicked out of the house. Pretty much. Oh, shit, man. I didn't know you got kicked out. Why did you get kicked out of your house, bro? Like, what the fuck? You get your RAM Tuesday? Well, you mean not tomorrow, but, a week on Monday. Okay. Now you won't pass the test, so it's... what? Man, that's fucked up, bro. Fight with your mom's. With your. Fight with your, what the? Why do people choose like their girlfriends or husbands or shit over their kids? Like come on. And don't just kick them out. Like shit. There's other things you can do. Kicking people out is pretty serious shit, you know? They're talking, aren't they? Oh, they're talking. Oh, man. Okay, let's make sure. So yeah, this is what the end result is supposed to be. Is this nice looking focaccia bread. Granted, I'm not going to make it in a circular pan because this is the only circular pan I have and it's too small. This is what I'm going to use for the brownies. I'm actually going to put the focaccia just in a regular cookie sheet, just spread it out and let it rise on here, and then I'll put the toppings on it. Because, I mean, once it rises, it's going to keep its shape when it bakes anyway. And then I'll be making the focaccia pizza on this round thin one, because focaccia is basically going to be like the thin crust pizza. So, you know. And I do actually have a legit rolling pin, so I'll be able to roll the focaccia and like actually make it the right like shape. See, it's a nice marble rolling pin. But yeah, what's up, Brian? Welcome, sir. Welcome. That's pretty much what happened. After a couple days on the streets, you were lucky helped by the government. Dude, that is so fucked up, though. Like, seriously. Still no cheese? There's not... Dude, this is just the bread part. The cheese will come. The cheese is in the fridge, because you don't just leave cheese out. What's going on, though? Okay, so... Because this asks for 5 cups of flour. That's not going to happen. Actually, flavor the bread with other herbs, oregano. Oh, yeah, I can put, like, other herbs in here. Lightly oil a 10-inch shallow round cake. Oh, yeah, I'm not doing that. Or pizza pans. I don't think I want to make the full one. I'm going to make it a half. Because if I make the full one, that's supposed to be... I guess this is like it. Because it's going to be pretty thick no matter what. So, waiting your dinner to finish. Your base is quite cold right now, so you're on PC. Okay, I gotcha. Yeah, no, we're going to... We're just gonna have the recipe because 5 cups of white bread flour seems like a lot. Should be able to still make it decent without that much. Mix these with 4 tablespoons of water and stir in the remaining water. Stir in the oil. Okay, how much oil? How much water? Okay, 1 1/3 to 1 1/2. So if we're having that, we're gonna make that. We're just gonna make it 3/4 even. It needs to be more. What are you talking about? Yeah, she's working on home. Don't worry, she's lurking. There's nothing wrong with lurkers, Sanchez. Especially if it's Silver. Silver's allowed to lurk whenever she wants. Well, anybody's allowed to lurk whenever. Okay, what is it? We're at 63%. I need to like... Trying to figure out why someone tried to prove that 2 equals 1. Well, but that's not how that works. Like, one number can't equal another number. Like, you can do it, you can solve for X for that, but you can't. Is everyone taunting you with brownies? I didn't know other people were taunting you with brownies. As far as you can't figure out where the error is. Oh, it's a proof? Ah. I never really liked proofs. I really don't. Oh. But how are you doing today, kitten? You doing all right? Should have schizzos in here. Wait, did I put them somewhere else? Where's my scissors? Scissors. Scissors. put them back in the drawer. I'm sorry, you guys are just seeing like the top of my head right now. You'll post in Discord? I gotcha. Women's and kitties, yes. Got a meatloaf and meatloaf and pierogies, nice. Those are good. Okay, so seriously, where are my scissors? I know I have. Oh, there they are. Oh shit, that's super. Remember, kids, don't put super glue in bread. It is a binder, but it is the wrong kind of binder. We're just gonna cut here, and then we're gonna cut here. Oh, balls! Come on out. How many these balls are in there? I got you. But yeah, I'm not making one pizza, but two pizzas. One's gonna have an Alfredo sauce, and the other one's gonna have tomato sauce. It's gonna be pepperoni, ham on the tomato sauce one, and then it's gonna be bacon, ham, and chicken on the Alfredo one. So I'm actually going to start cooking the chicken as soon as I get the breads ready to start rising. I'll start cooking the other ingredients while I'm making the brownie batter. Once the brownie batter's done, I'll probably I might actually cook the brownies first, because of the fact that it's going to take about an hour for the actually no, because brownies usually take about 40 to 50 minutes. I might just bake them all at the same time then. I'll probably make the brownie batter, put that in, make the creme brulee, put that on top of the brownie batter, put that to the side, top the pizzas, put everything in all at once, and then I know obviously the pizzas will finish first and then the brownies. But I think with creme brulee, I have to have a little bit of water in there too to make sure it doesn't crisp up on top. I don't know. I'll have to double check that. But anyway, let's mix in. I don't think that's warm enough. Water. Give it. Come on now. So we want to make sure that it gets activated. Very good. All right. Go ahead and dough attachment in there. But yeah, I don't know if you guys have had focaccia before, but focaccia is actually a really good bread. It's still considered a flatbread or a Mediterranean bread, but it tends to puff up a lot more than others, and it makes a really good breadstick. Or I usually almost always use it in pizza crust bases, because it's very airy and soft. And usually make it like with olive oil and put olive oil around it and like oregano and other herbs. So it's a very flavorful crust too. So it's amazing for pizza. It's what my mom would always make. She would always make it from a packet. Like I think she made it from scratch a couple of times, but you know, in here, I prefer to make it from scratch because you learn a little bit more from that. But yeah. So hopefully you guys are enjoying it so far. Even though I haven't really done that much, but you know. Let's scoop that down actually. There, now everybody can see everything just fine. Okay, oh, it's blue. Okay, find the error in the following proof 2 equals 1. Considering the A equation, A equals B multiplied on both sides by A to obtain A squared, AB, subtract B squared on both sides to get A minus B squared. Factor each side, divide each side. Finally let A and B equal 1, which shows that 2 equals 1. What? This is, what? Oh god, I hate these kind of questions, Silver. Damn. I'm gonna have to like figure that out. I really need to like get better at math again. But shit, that's like that hurts my head. It's like, well, let's do this and let's do this and that, and we'll take a little bit off the top, and then 2 equals 1. Even though that's not how things work in math. Can't decide what is wrong with it. Yeah, because are you trying to actually solve 2 equals 1, or are we trying to find the mistake? Because that just seems awkward. That's like saying something comes from nothing, and that's totally not a jab at creationism. Oh. Okay. How much oil have we do? 3 tablespoons. Oh, you're trying to find the mistake? Oh, okay, that's what I figured. I was like, because this seems I don't like it at all. I don't like that. Okay, well, that would only be like 1.5 since I halved it. I don't remember. Damn it, towel. Like, I like it when when math is just pure numbers. I do not like throwing, like, weird other shit in there, because I'm like, this isn't math anymore to me. Oh, God. So I found out if you get oil on this little thingy, the words go away. So that's not good, because then I can't tell what size everything is. But it's fine. It's fine. I mean, come on! I bought it at Walmart. I should have known. I should have known. Well, there goes all the words. It's okay. 1 tablespoon is the big thing, and ½ teaspoon is the little thing. Totally fine. It seemed cool at first, and now I know. The only math that you really hated was calculus and calculus 2. Really? See, I guess they kind of went nuts with the shit after algebra and all that, you know? When it stops being arithmetic, it starts just being, like, a pain in the butt. Honestly. Together in large bowl, make a well in the center. Release, make sure it's in the center. Okay, so we're gonna mix the focaccia. I don't know what is up with this thing, but this thing is like draining power like ridiculous. Maybe it needs an update. Where did I even put my phone? No. Connect to that. So I'm trying to connect to something that's in my fucking car. Damn, that's why I hate phones. Anyway, so 2.5 cups flour. I need to put my mouse over here. Make sure you guys can actually see what's going on. Can finals be rescheduled till like 2 months from now? I apologize, man, but that is not how school works. In the least. So no. That cannot happen. I mean, I'm sure you could go and ask them, but they probably would not. They probably wouldn't. But you don't want to. Sadly, cat. That's just how the world works. There's a lot of things we don't want to do, but then we have to do them anyway because money or parents or just, bullshit. Usually a lot of bullshit. But that's fine. Things happen. Are you connected? Why are you just... Sorry guys, I'm just like messing with shit. Connect. So I think when it's disconnected, it doesn't. You haven't been to school in many years? Well, neither have I, Brian. Neither have I. Okay. Let's get a good spoon. Flour and salt. How much salt? 2 teaspoons. I'm gonna make a well in the center, like it said. Just gonna scoop that out. Scoop it. Salt. Salt. Two. Pretty good. Ready to be done with school? You used to love it, but now you're tired? Aww. I'm sorry. Well, you said you're getting pretty close, Silver, right? It's okay, Silver. If you want a nap, take a nap. Well, at least do a little bit more of your homework, then take a nap. Not that I have like any say in what you do with your life, Silver, but you. Oh, I'd just rather you be happy, Silver. You should be happy. Okay, so now we have a divot in the middle. The flour just loves to like spew everywhere and get on my keyboard. It's just mixing with the water. I'm just gonna like deep fry my keyboard. We deep fry everything here in Texas, you know, keyboards and stuff. So we already put the olive oil in. Yeast. So you just got up so you don't think it's acceptable time to go back to sleep. You know, Silver, you are an adult, and what you deem acceptable is what is acceptable, and they can't stop you because, yeah, because of reasons. But no, I understand. You'd probably feel kind of crappy if you went back to bed anyway. So, well, okay. I'll allow it this time. You're allowed to stay awake then. We have a nap time party? Yes. I'm down with that. Okay, so we got the yeast mixture, yeast and oil mixture in here, except for that one bit that didn't come out because it's like a chunk. So. Come on out, E. So. Nap party, yes. Don't worry, guys. I'll lull you all to sleep with my resonant tones. I'm not really sure what sounds good there. I'll just put on like smooth jazz. It's totally fine. Anyways, you only been up since 1 p.m. Too early to sleep. It's never too early to sleep, Ryan. That's what a quitter says. We're not quitters, are we, guys? No, we're not quitters. Turn the dough out into a lightly floured surface and knead for 8 to 10 minutes until smooth and elastic. That's a lot of minutes. It's fine, Silver. It's fine. Don't worry about a thing, guys. Don't worry about a thing. Okay, so... God, what's happening? There's talking. Well, let's go. Okay, so let's go ahead and start working the dough. It's not really super doughy right now, but it's okay. Okay, watch, you're making me mad. Why won't you? Bluetooth on. Connect. Anyway, so we're gonna start kneading the dough now. This is over here. Flour this up. So, turn the dough out in here. Dough that doesn't really look like dough, but it's gonna be dough. Don't worry. I just gotta like squeeze it all together. Maybe add more oil. Just might be what I need. That's fine. Everything's fine. See, look, it's looking kind of dough-like now. It's becoming one solid lump, you know, until it starts falling apart. But it's okay. Yeah, so you gotta knead it. It's gotta be kneaded for about says about 8 to 10 minutes. So we'll see. We'll see when it starts getting to like a decent consistency and all that. If I need to add more oil, I might. Because, I mean, focaccia is a fairly oily bread anyway. It's a good bread, but, you know. Gotta make sure everything gets, like, all mixed really well. Which is what the kneading process is all about, so, you know. Yeah, we'll see. I do feel like there needs to be more liquid in it, though. It's not really... Like, it's forming, but I don't think it's forming quite the way I want it to form, I guess I could say. It feels fairly elastic, but at the same time, it's still a little, it's still a little bit too crumbly for my taste. So give me a second, I'm going to move this to the side. Just move my trash can for now so I have more room to... See, now I can get a little bit closer over here. And I figured the error in the proof that states that all horses are the same color. What the hell is that shit? What kind of fucking math is this? Silver? What the hell? I can prove that just by looking at horses. I have pictures of horses from the other day and they're not all the same color. I can... What? Maybe add a little more of whatever liquid it calls for. Yeah, that's what I figure. That's probably what I'm going to do. Because this doesn't ask for egg or anything like that. It's literally just oil and water. I already added quite a bit of water, so we're gonna drizzle a little bit of oil in there and kind of work it in. But what if they all are the... That's not. Class is computational. Oh. Oh, so it's like... It's kind of bullshit, is what you're saying. Not to offend anybody that takes those courses, but that just sounds kind of bullshit. Yeah, exactly. Okay, thank you. I just say it's like, I don't want to offend anyone. I don't want to offend you, you know, because I know it's a course you have to take, but it's just, yeah, I don't know, Sanchez. That's like all the people that keep saying the Earth is flat because you can't see the edges, and that NASA made everything up. Okay, yeah, that's feeling a lot better, just with that little bit of oil. So. Let me turn this on. I don't know if it'll help you see at all. Actually, that does help a bit. But oh my God, Sanchez. And the sun is a lie, Sanchez. They just have this very large light on, like a rig that goes around every day. So we think that we're in a solar system, but we're not. It's like the Truman Show. It's all about Earth. It's the Earth Show. Truman Show is a good movie, by the way. A little weird, but good. It's looking a bit better. I still feel like I need to solar panels suck all the energy from the sun. If we use them to yeah, it will die. I know. You know that 70-something space agencies, 13 of which capability to get into space. They're all liars. Oh, okay. I didn't know, Sanchez, but you're teaching me these things that I never knew. Thank you so much for that. Auto host. All the hosts are beautiful. Everything is beautiful. Well, let's see. This is a better dough. It still doesn't feel quite right, but I might just need to add a little more water too. Okay, that's fine. It's all about trial and error, kids. Just a little bit of warm water. Hup. Yeah. Oh. Sorry. It was the dough, I swear. It's finding like a balance of ingredients. Baking is fun for the whole family. It's making a nice dough ball though. It's looking a lot better than when it started, when it was just like a crumbly mess. A little more. Just gonna roll it on in there. I mean, I have my rolling pin. I might actually need to roll the focaccia too. It doesn't tell me to roll it really. It says punch it down, shape it out, and roll into... Oh, it does say to roll into shape, so... Well, then once I mix it a little more. You back making macadamia nut cookies yesterday? Nice! Macadamia nut cookies are delicious. Did you use any chocolate chips, like white chocolate chips or anything like that, Silver? Or did you just do the nuts? I'm not sure if you have yourself on... Like, I know a lot of people that are on various, like, dietary restrictions, so sometimes they can't use, like, chocolate chips and stuff like that, but... Sorry, yeah. They were pre-made dough, but they did have the white chocolate too. Nice! I do, yeah, because that's like my favorite kind. The macadamias with the white chocolate. I don't know. They just taste much better with white chocolate than regular chocolate. think it's just the because of the type of nuts they are. So they do, yeah. So yeah, and it's good stuff. That's good stuff. If you make like a pan type crust, you need to put oil at the bottom of the pan, not other stuff. Okay, let's see. You just need to have the self-restraint not to eat them all in one day. I believe in you, Silver. I believe. Only you can prevent cookie overconsumption. Because, I mean, I could tell you not to, but there's a pretty good chance that you won't listen to me because I have no bearing on your lifestyle. So, yeah. I mean, I'll be like, hey, Silver, like, I know you want to be, I know you want to eat all those cookies, but it would be nice if you didn't. It would be cool if you didn't. There we go. I have to, the memes. You have to, everything is a meme. Everything is a meme. Cookie overdose. No, that's, well, I mean, that does sound pretty nice, but oh, but I would not recommend it. I don't really want you going into any kind of like shock, Silver. Like, I think you're a pretty cool chick, and I like you better when you're not like in the hospital. I mean, just saying. You know. But you would eat, well. Is that how you talk? It's like, I think you're pretty cool, and I wouldn't want to see you in the hospital. Maybe that's like the new pickup line. Be like, hey, baby, you look good not in a hospital. Actually, that sounds terrifying. That's why you aren't invited to cookie parties. Oh. It's like, hey, baby, you look like not in a coma. I'm not hitting on people again. I was making a joke. Jesus. If I hit on Silverbird, it wouldn't be on stream, sir. I would slide into her DMs. And you can ask her. I have not done that. I'm a good boy. I'm a good boy. Scout's honor. I have not been in Silver's DMs. Wait, have I? No, I don't think I have. I'm pretty sure all the game stuff we did, like the public thing, you know, with the robot and the rock, paper, scissors. Yeah, I'm not in her DMs. I'd remember these kind of things, Sanchez. I know. Yeah, see. Yeah, it's all in the group chat, yeah. So, I mean, we're in everybody's DMs, technically. Not just one person's. We're a hive mind. Close down the DMs. Wait. Dude, hey, whoa. He's going to try to slide tonight. No, what are you talking about? I'm not sliding anywhere. I'm just making delicious bread, sir. Well, actually, it's more like we're in each other's. It's a mutual takeover with me and Sanchez. Ugh. And this stuff is actually pretty tough to roll. That's okay. Mostly just trying to flatten it out a little bit more so I can spread it on there, and then we'll see how much we can get it to rise. No, stop splitting. Don't split. I'm sorry. I'm in everybody's DMs. I'm like Mike. I'm like Mr. Zuckerberg, you know? In everybody's shit. See, that's a good start, right? There. Good old Mark Zuckerberg. So we're gonna kind of spread this. I mean, I know it's gonna rise a bit, but we want to spread it as much so that way, if it doesn't go too crazy, mean, once it rises some more, I can totally just, like, squish it out to the side. So, yeah, we'll move this over. So, that's the focaccia right there. I know it doesn't look like much, but we're gonna let it, we're gonna go ahead and let it rise. So, 1 second. My hands is. Okay, don't worry. Don't worry. Don't mind, guys. I'm so glad I got this pastry brush. I like this thing. I'm probably gonna rub some oil on the edges of the crust too afterwards, just to make sure it's nice and it looks nice and pretty when it comes out. What's going on here? That's bullshit. Is what that is. Connect. Okay, so we can go ahead and give yourselves a nice clean towel. Over that. Okay, turn it off. Now let that rise in there. Doop. All right. So, focaccia bread is currently rising, so time to switch to bread number 2, which is our pita bread, which should be a little bit easier to work, so. Sorry, that was incredibly loud, but yeah. So I mean, the brownies are going to be the same. It's just the actual creme brulee part of it's not going to be as thick as it's showing on there. I don't know, like it's like as big as the brownie. I don't know why, but I do have my handy dandy torch. Make sure that's open completely. Let's see. So well, I'll be able to creme brulee things. Like, if you don't know what that is, you guys probably already do. Creme brulee is just when, like, you cook a dessert, you take it out, and you basically, you just torch the top of it to burn it a little bit, so it gets that nice, like, toasty crispness on top. So yeah. Let's see, pita. For this one, I'm just going to use the full recipe, because it's only asking for 2 cups of flour, which is like the same as that. So we'll just make that. We'll just make that a thing. Needs, let's see, 2 cups white bread flour, 1 teaspoon salt, ½ ounce fresh yeast, 2/3 cup lukewarm water. Okay, yeah, because we're making the full recipe. Okay, so we bring back this bowl, which has already been rinsed. Roll that beautiful bean footage. What's going on? Deal good. How you doing, bro? We are currently, I already made the focaccia bread. It's currently rising. I'm about to start on the pita bread, which is going to be my second pizza crust. So let's go ahead and my oil stuff. It's just weird, because usually it asks for a little bit of sugar to assist in the rising, so I'm not sure. I hope I didn't mess up. You good? Tuning in for all the wonderful eats. I gotcha. Welcome, Mammoth. How are you doing today, sir? I'm just making the secondary crust, which is going to be pita. The first one's focaccia bread, which my mom always used focaccia bread for pizzas, just because, like, even though it's a Mediterranean bread, it's still technically a flat bread. It still has much more depth than most. Like, the pita bread's going to be like the legit thin crust. The focaccia is going to be more like a hand-tossed or pan crust, I'd say. It's already in the oven because usually what I do is I heat up the oven like a tiny bit so it's a nice ambient like 90 or so degrees in there and try to proof it because it proofs a lot faster at higher temperatures as long as you're not at cooking temperatures. But now we're going to go ahead and make the pita bread. So we need flour and salt in a bowl. Oh wait, because that's the other bowl. We'll worry about that in a minute. We need yeast. But I hope you're doing well tonight, Mammoth. I was gonna be like, I hope your stream went good, but then I remember it's the weekend and you don't do the streaming thing. But I hope that you have had a good Sunday. I did see that you trimmed a little bit off the top and the sides and your face. There was quite a bit of hair that was that I remember previously being there that isn't there anymore, but it looks good, bro. I mean, you can tell from me, I haven't been, you know, I really need to trim it up on the sides at least. Like, I don't want to get, like, the full, like, crazy mountain bro beard. I just want to kind of, like, grow this part out long and keep this part trimmed, like, neat. I need to look at different styles and see what I think would work best for me. Because I think if I just, like, trim it all off, but I have this, I'll just look like a baby face with, like, a beard. So I need to keep that, like, touch of gray type of thing going on, you know? That air of elegance. New phone, who dis? Hi, Butters. How are you doing today? Grizzly Adams, where I need to be. I don't know if I can pull off his specific look, I'm just saying. But, you know, I don't know, man. I don't want to look like I could have birds, like, living in my beard. You didn't know your razor was so short. Yeah, man, it won't take too long. Like, I always have to be careful because it looks a lot longer, and then you shave, and then you look in the mirror, and you're like, oh, that was different. Okay, but yeah. Oh. Nah, it's fine. That's the one good thing at least. You know it'll grow back. We're still young, Mammoth. We're still all very hip and young, and our hair is still there. Still there. I mean, I just know I have like I think I have like a high forehead, but thankfully it's not like I'm not balding or anything. So I'm good on that for now. For now. I don't know. My genes there was a lot of gray hair, but thankfully not a whole lot of hair loss. So 2/3 cup lukewarm water. You again. Well, I'm gonna need that anyway. And I'm just being lazy and letting like the dough hook mix it for me, but it's fine. Let's see. We got the yeast, we got the water. Olive oil, I think, will come afterwards. Olive oil. Okay. How much? 2 teaspoons. Just this much. But yeah, it's been going good so far. Like, you know, that bread. I really enjoy working with bread because bread is very versatile and usually fairly forgiving. You know, you can tell generally how the dough is going to turn out just by the way it feels. You know, and the focaccia, it was a little bit thicker than I wanted. I did have the recipe because it wanted me to make like two things, and I was like, I don't think I can get that out of this. But we'll see. Like I said, it's proofing in the oven, and as long as it rises, I'll still be able to spread it out a bit more and then make a good crust out of it. So the pita bread should be easy because it's literally just like very flat bread. Okay, and then actually beat it. So we got 2 cups white bread flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, and half an ounce fresh yeast. I already put the yeast in there. I don't know. I'm just rattling things off. And I already know I put a little bit of salt, so that's plenty of salt right there. And we just need 2 cups of flour. So we're going to turn this on. It's going to be low. Put it in 1 cup at a time. Magic dough hook. The only thing I don't like is, like, since this is centered, it makes it really hard to get certain things like flour and other dry ingredients into there. Like, technically there's an attachment I can get to, like, pour stuff, but I'm like, why would I get that when I can just, like, I don't know, use my fingers. It's fine. It's fine. Do you practice these meals before you go on stream? I do not, deal. This is my first time making this. I like to just kind of jump in. Like the one time I tried to make cannolis, and yeah, that was awful. It is what it is, though. Like I'm not a professional chef or anything. I am in my kitchen attempting to make things that I learned of through people, or by just like looking on the internet and going like, hey, I want to eat this. You know, because like I said, I'm not a professional. You know, I don't go through like 5 or 6 different meals. I'm not rich enough for that. That's too rich for my blood. But I do enjoy working on different things. So, and I mean, if it doesn't work, there's always next time, right? I mean, I learn from my mistakes. So I like to think that I get better at cooking every time I cook. So let's see. Let's let this make a nice little dough for us. I mean, it's the same. Well, I mean, it depends. Like, some of the games I've played before, but like when I was playing Legend of Dragoon, that's a brand new play, so I just kind of like dived in. I started Ni no Kuni 2, that's a fresh play. And some games, it's not a fresh play, but obviously I don't retain everything I get from games. I retain, like, the major parts, stuff like that. But some of, like, the mechanics and all that, you know, you just kind of forget. Like, especially if you haven't played the thing for 10 years or so. Then it gets a little fuzzy. Oh, yeah, let me bring that up so you guys can see that. So I could probably do that. Maybe? That's not right. Oh, okay, I know why. There we go. Wait, no. Listen to me. Okay, Streamlabs. Thank you, Streamlabs. Okay, that way I can read the chat. Actually, this works out pretty good. Okay, so that's pretty much the base dough right there. A KitchenAid, yes. Welcome, Kens. It's not the professional. I think this is like one of the smaller ones, really, because the professional has like the little crank you use to move the head up and down. But I love it. Like, I love it more than any other mixer I've had. So it's expensive, but it's more than worth it. Are they talking there? So yeah, like this was my Christmas present to myself a few years back. And I mean, it's still running strong. Like, I've looked at other attachments to get for it because, you know, it's very versatile. And something that sucks is the attachments, they are expensive. I'm not going to lie. KitchenAid is an expensive brand. But I love like my grandpa has one of their fridges, and he has all of their stuff, and like they make really good stuff. It's one of those things where if you get like a house and you plan on living there the rest of your life, you might as well, you know, spend a little bit extra on something that you know is going to last you for a really long time. That's a nice looking dough, actually. I like that. The focaccia dough was a little, but I think it's because I put might have put some of the other ingredients in too early, like oregano and stuff. So I think that changed the consistency. I think I'm supposed to knead that in once the bread's already a very elastic bread, but this is already looking pretty good. It says to knead this for about 5 to 6 minutes, but it's already got a really good consistency. That's the thing. The focaccia was very grainy, I guess I should say. It was very crumbly there. Like this, you can tell just by looking at it. Like it's very elastic. And this is, you know, honestly the best kind of crust you could get for a bread, because you want it to be elastic, because then you know it's going to rise better and all that. So, let's see. I'll honestly probably just rise it in the bowl I have it in right now. But yeah, that's already shaping up to be a really nice crust. And this, since it's the pita bread, it's going to be our thin crust. We just have to knead it a little bit more, ball it up, put it in the I might actually put it just in the pan that I'm planning on cooking it in, because that'll be easier, and just cover it with something. Because yeah, once I get this punched down and I start proofing it in the oven, then we'll go ahead and we'll start on the brownie and creme brulee, because these both have to sit for about an hour. So that'll give me enough time to get that ready. And then everything will show up, and it'll work out at about the same time. Plus I have to cook. I do plan on using chicken on this one, on the pita crust. I'm going to make an Alfredo sauce and use that as the base. So, mod abuse time. Oh, it already shouted him out. But I mean, you can shout everybody out again, I guess. But yeah, Brian's here. He apparently has meatloaf and stuff, from what he was telling me. Okay, so which mod is being abused? All of the mods are being abused, apparently. I don't know. I don't abuse people. I'm a good guy. Okay, so let's put that down here. And this already still has a little bit of oil, so we'll go ahead and oil that way up. So what I'm doing now, I'm gonna take this. Keyboard keys are too close. Is there a mod timeout? There is not a mod time. Well, I'm the only one who could do that, but I don't, because, you know, there's no point in doing that. I don't know. It's like he's not actually doing anything bad. So let's see that one in here. It's still nice and warm. And yeah, okay, the focaccia is rising. Slowly, but it is rising. It has only been about 10 to 15 minutes since I started on that. But now it's time to start with the brownies. That as well. I really like I'm so glad I got these pastry brushes, because they help so much with things. Anyway, so what's the story behind the failed burning cake? Okay, so silver. Also, if you keep watching the rest of that video, you see part of it is the fact that me and my friends are kind of really dumb. But basically what happened was, this was when I first was like making cakes and stuff like that. And I kind of forgot to take into consideration that cakes rise. That's the reason why you usually use 2 cake pans. Partially because, you know, double layering is cool, but because cake batter generally doubles to triples in size as it's cooking. I unfortunately did not take this into account and filled a loaf pan about 3/4 of the way with cake mix, which is a lot of cake mix because, you know, it's a loaf pan. I'm pretty sure it was like two boxes of cake mix. And so, put it in the oven. About half an hour later, I have a really terrible sense of smell. My roommate said something smelled like it was burning, and I'm like, I don't know what you guys are talking about, but I'm like, I'll go check. And when I went down there, you know, the smoke, there wasn't really a lot of smoke. It was like a little bit, and I was like, maybe a little bit came off the top. But, so it just like had exploded all over the sides, and it had dripped down enough to make a pile at the bottom that was around the coil. And so that lit on fire, and the cake itself also lit on fire because the fire traveled up to the cake because, you know, there's oil in there and stuff. So I just had to use the fire extinguisher to put out the oven. You know, just normal stuff, right? Normal stuff. And yeah, just so you know, fire extinguisher chemical tastes awful. Like, I don't know if any of you have had braces before, but like, you know that the cement they put on your teeth, that nasty sour taste, it's like that times like 100. It's awful. And it was in like my nose and my mouth and my eyes, and yeah, the goo. Yeah, the goo. Oh, that stuff is so gross. I hate it. It's just not, it's not good stuff. But yes. For right now, let me go ahead and I gotta clean out this because this is where I'm gonna make the brownie batter. But yeah, that's basically how it went. It was pretty awful. So yeah. See, 3 1/4. That's too much. Okay, so, because it's basically like because it's making a custard, but we don't need that much custard. Oh. 2 sticks of butter. Burn food on one of these streams, you'll make sure to post it to Reddit. That's fine. Well, I mean, I kind of did when I was making my pancakes and waffles, but they weren't like that burnt. They were just, they were extra flavorful, is all I'm going to say about that, actually. So, let me put that there. My sugar. A bit of oil. Does this need oil, actually, or is it... I think it just uses butter. Cocoa powder. No. Cocoa powder? Oh, I do have cornstarch, too. Nice. So I'm just, like, lining up the ingredients. Sugar. Yeah. 4 large eggs. Oh, poor breads. Also, in case anybody missed it, I'm going to show you something absolutely beautiful. It's my bread. This is the bread that I made from the last stream. Because I made, they're actually like, they're pretty crusty and hard. But these, because they're soup bowl breads, basically. You know, like you cut a hole in the top and you put the soup in there and you can eat the bread by dipping it. But I also used it for sandwiches. And this, I used an egg wash on the top, which is literally just like an egg mixed up with some milk. And you just put it on top of there and bake it. And it makes it look so shiny and pretty. It looks like something you'd see like made out of wax in the front of like a bakery display. It is also kind of hard because it's been in my fridge, but generally I just kind of heat it up for like 10 seconds and then I'll just throw like sandwich meat and stuff in there and it makes like the best sandwich. Ugh. So yeah, if you want to make like pastries and other things look really pretty, use an egg wash because then you get that beautiful like golden brown color. Enough about my bread, though. My rolls were amazing, but... Okay. Hot... Oh, hot... Why does... I don't need hot fudge sauce. I'm just gonna make, like, regular 12 ounce-ish. Who puts ish on the end of a measurement? I mean, come on. Come on, guys. Yeah, I'm not too worried about that. I can always add other things. I'm good at baking. At least I like to think I am. Okay, anyway, let me wash this pot real quick. So let's, well, this pot. The bowl. Let me wash the bowl. Bowls and pots are two different things in a kitchen. Echo. Increase volume to 5. Echo. Set timer for 40 minutes. Very good. What do you hope? Sizzlin Sunday goes ham, cooking chaos, just has throwing grenades around at groceries? Jesus. We need to how-to basic Sizzlin Sunday. Well, I mean, this is... I don't know, I figure this is pretty basic, unless you mean, like, just, like, scrambled eggs or other things, like, kind of just figuring out techniques to make things without causing them to, like, burn and stuff like that. Because most of what I've made's honestly been fairly simple. The okonomiyaki was a little weird, but that's mostly technique. Like, you can make a really good batter and everything, but if you don't know how to cook it right, it just ends up bad every time. We need a star rating. What do you mean a star rating? There's only 1 star rating for this stream, and that's 5. 5 stars. Actually, you know, if you could, I'd say just give me 10 stars, so people just know how good that is. Go on YouTube and look up how to basic. Oh, jeez. I mean, I could make YouTube videos as well. It's just, I do want to use YouTube as a medium, but more for advertising. You know? Like, having past cooking streams up and all of that. I don't ever plan on using YouTube for monetization because it seems like it's dying at this point. There are just too many, like, loopholes and everything. So... And then this is a 4 out of 5 stars rating. Oh, on a difficulty. Oh, okay. I gotcha. I don't know. Like, these brownies are probably like a 2. Just because there's a few extra. You have to use the torch. Here, you can listen. That's the torch. Creme brulee torch. You can see the flame. That's what we're going to use once it's all done. So... Sadly, like, they have smaller torches than this, I swear, but this is the only one I could find when I was at Walmart. It's just like the little Ronson red one. You find it in the... you technically find it in hardware, but it is food grade as well. I mean, any torch is going to be food grade as long as it uses butane, which is what this uses. This doesn't use propane or anything. I mean, I don't know if it makes a difference, but it just seems like it would leave probably a different flavor. But it uses, like, the little aerosol butane in the bottom. So, How to Basics a YouTube channel that makes how-to videos that are not helpful in any way. I mean, I could do that. People seem to think that I'm good at, like, doing things badly, but I mean, I'm actually pretty good at doing things goodly. Yeah. So I don't need this because I just need the butter. Large bowl, whisk together cocoa and melted butter. Stir in sugar until just combined. I also need those eggs. These are 4 eggs. That's the whole reason why I like moved the bread bowl in the first place. So. But yeah, so we have our eggs. Like these are all the little ingredients here. I'm not gonna need the rolling pin for the brownies, obviously. I don't think there's ever a world where you need 2 rolling pin brownies, but I could be wrong. I don't know everybody's brownieing techniques. But we're gonna go ahead and melt the butter for now so we can start creaming it with the sugar. Well, I need to cream it with the cocoa first, and then the sugar. How much cocoa, by the way? 1 cup. 1 cup! That's a... I'm pretty sure we have more than a cup in there. It's fine. It's fine. This is how we do things. We go with what we got. Well, I mean, I go to the store first, but after that, once we started, we work with what we have, and if that's not enough, then oh well. Then I just got to get good at cooking is all. Sometimes you just got to get good in the kitchen. It's a little bit easier than Dark Souls. At least you're a lot less likely to die in the kitchen than in Dark Souls, but there is still that possibility. I mean, you're working around like ovens and knives and stuff. You know, the kitchen is actually a terrifying place if you think about it, because it's the one place in the house you keep like all of the various weapons and torture devices. Granted, you know that's not what they're meant for, but that doesn't mean that they haven't been used for that. But anyway, I mean, just your kitchen is like the Inquisition room, you know. Everybody loves Inquisitors, right? They're pretty cool. Except nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. Okay, so microwave that really quick so we can get that down. It says 1 cup. Oh, the cup. I'm like, I need the cup measurement, and I totally just put it in the microwave with some butter. Push it down a little. Don't worry, guys. I am a professional. So how to burn food? What are you talking about? We're not burning food. Or are you talking about like the how to basic? Probably. I mean, which I could do with eggs because they're cheap, but I also really hate wasting food. So I don't know if I'd be good at that. I'd probably like start crying because I'm like, I can't do this, guys. I like food too much. Raid? What? What? Whoa, what? Raid? Wait, who do I just get raided by? Who just raided me? But why aren't you telling me about raids? But welcome everybody. Oh, Ep. Welcome Ep and Beth and Mammoth again and Demonic and Ken's and Lace. Welcome Lace. How are you doing? Because you don't have that. It's okay. I don't. Yeah. There's a lot of things I'm missing. Oh, Duke Hugh. What's going on? How's it going, bro? You were streaming, weren't you? How was your stream? I'm pretty sure I saw you up on the... I'm really bad at like reading the sideboard because it kind of like goes into your friends, and I'm friends with everybody, so I don't know who's actually streaming or not sometimes. And Ariana, welcome! How are you guys going? How is it going and doing? I'm currently proofing my crusts in the oven, and I'm about to make some brownies. Well, the brownie batter. I'm gonna kind of make everything at the same time, but I just melted the butter. Don't mind how terrifying it looks. It's just like a slight nightmarish amalgamation in there, but it's okay. It's all for the sake of good cooking. Alright, give me a... Oh, well. Well, Beth, if you come down here, I'll give you all the brownies that you'll ever want. Or at least, like, as much as I can afford. Which, I mean, the ingredients aren't that expensive, so that could be a pretty decent amount of brownies. Just saying. You know, I don't mind cooking you good food. I don't mind cooking anybody good food, especially me, because I like good food. But how's everybody's Sunday going today? I know, shoot, I wasn't really doing anything. I just went to the store, and unfortunately I started up a little bit later because of the fact that apparently finding tiny torches for creme brulee things is harder than I thought. But now I have a creme brulee torch. Well, I could also use it if it's big enough I could use it if I ever wanted to, I don't know, solder pipes. But the end result of today will be brownies with like that, with burnt bits on top, because that's what creme brulee is. But you know, road trip, exactly. Welcome. I am doing fantastic today, honestly. Like the bread, well, the focaccia, we will see how it rises. But so far, everything looks like it's kind of, it's pretty much like falling into place. And that's always a good thing, you know? Especially in the kitchen, because sometimes in the kitchen things just kind of, they don't fall into place. Thankfully, that's only happened a couple of times for me, and that was back, oh man. Well, I mean, that stream's going to show up on YouTube someday, because, you know, come on. Everybody needs to see what happens when you really, really mess up cannolis. Like, one thing you guys need to know is, if you ever do make cannolis, don't substitute vodka for sherry, because they are two completely different alcohols, and they make the batter have completely different consistencies, and the taste is not the same. Also, if you make cannolis, make sure you go to the store and buy the little metal tubes for making the cannoli shells, because socket wrenches are not made for that kind of thing. And that's all I'm going to say about that. But, yes, for now, we'll focus on making these brownies, because these brownies are the focus of today. Well, there's also pizza, but the brownies right now are the focus. Speaking of which, I actually need to start cooking some of the chicken, because one of the pizzas is going to have chicken bits on it. So, yeah, no vodka, sadly. I mean, you could have it on the side, just don't mix it into the actual cannoli batter. It doesn't hold up very well. It was not a pleasant consistency by any means. To be fair, this was like my third or fourth cooking stream, and I decided I was going to try to do a very advanced dessert dish. Like, the cannoli filling was really good, but the cannolis themselves were not. That's not something I'd want to repeat. I also think I probably violated like a bunch of codes of things doing that. Okay, yeah, we'll drink. See, it's fine. It's fine. Take the vodka, hold the cannoli, thank you very much. Yeah, nah. Pretty much. I mean, they were kind of hard to hold, too, because they were really knobbly and just overall not, They didn't. I'm just going to say they didn't. We're going to leave it at that. But, okay, so, first, what I'm going to do right now is, well, that up. I'm actually going to start heating up my George Foreman grill, because we are going to grill the, I have a bunch of chicken quarters, because I'm just going to cook the chicken quarters whole, and then we're going to kind of portion it up and then use it on the other pizza. Because we're making a pepperoni and ham pizza, and then there's also going to be a chicken, bacon, and ham pizza. And the chicken and bacon and ham pizza is going to be on the pita crust and is also going to have an Alfredo sauce. The other one's going to have a red sauce, because, I mean, you know, pepperoni and red sauce, they work together good. Yeah, she was at PAX. Deal good. If you don't follow Beth and Lacia and Epp and everyone, like, on Instagram, you should. Because if they go to events, also on Twitter, deal good. Well, if you don't have a Twitter, you should, even if it is just to follow, like, a select few people, because those select few people are amazing. And you get to see all the things that they saw and did, and see all the games that they get to check out. Because there's a lot. Like, there's a lot. Okay, what do we got? Cocoa melted butter, stir in sugar until combine. So how much sugar? 2 cups granulated sugar. Okay. Hugs. And you collect it. Yes, free pins are pretty amazing. To be fair. Okay, it's gonna get a little noisy because I have to mix the butter and everything, but it's okay. Oh, it looks like mousse right now. Not like the horny mousse, but like dessert mousse. And not like, you know, just mousses. Just keep that in mind. It looks like a mousse. Granted, I can't tell you a lot about mousses because we don't really get them down in Texas ever. That would probably be a sign of really bad things, honestly, if we ever got moose down here. You just put them on your lanyard. Nice! Twitter's how you stalk everyone. Yeah, Twitter is good at that. You need to get the grams that are instant now. Yeah, they looked like they had a blast, and they got to test out a lot of different games. Like, the one thing is, like, PAX South, I went there with Demi and Emmy, and that was a lot of fun, but PAX East is, like, that is the PAX to be at. Like, that is the major one. And it's a 4-day event, so deal good. Next year, we should probably save up and try to get to the East, because Beth and Lacey and a few other people were there that we... Well, I mean, I've already met them, but... If you have a chance to meet them, you might as well, right? It's so much fun. Nice. Actually looks really good. And let's see, what do we got? Stir in eggs one at a time, mixing well after each. Okay. Oh. We will meet again. We will, Beth. I know. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, it was... I'm so glad you guys had a lot of fun. You got a lot of really good pictures. Can you post a clip? Yeah, you should be able to, I think all of the regulars can post a clip, so I don't think you even need permission. So you should be perfectly fine posting a clip, Ariana. Let me just make sure. I mean, you've been in here a bunch, so I'm like 99% sure you're a regular. Yep, you're good. You did good for being a person that doesn't really take a lot of pictures. You did, Beth. You took really good ones too. I think, oh god! Okay, see? I already... don't worry about that, actually. Don't worry about what just happened right now, but... No, oh, the horny moves. Okay, yeah. I thought you were laughing at something else that may have just happened, but, you guys totally, did not see that happen. Yeah, it seemed to be in too many pictures. Yeah, just don't worry about what I'm doing right here, right now, or any strange. No, you're fine. No, Ariana, that wasn't you. That wasn't you. That was me. That was me. It's okay. Don't worry, guys. Like, eggshells are very high in protein, right? Okay, see, and this is what happened. Silver was talking about, like, how-to videos, and then I immediately drop. It was only half the eggshell. Just half the eggshell. It's fine. Don't worry. Oh, okay, I think that's most of it right there. Yeah, see, that's why I was like, and then of course, like, as soon as I hit it, I was like, oh, and then I tried to turn off the mixer, and then I put it up to the next speed setting. See, it's fine. Look, see, you can... Yeah. Extra goodness in there. Totally fine. Okay. Because I was about to say, like, jokingly, because Silverbird was talking about how-to videos they make on YouTube where you do things wrong, and I'm like, maybe I'll make a cake where I just throw, like, the entire egg in. And then I just kind of threw half an egg in. Like, well, I didn't throw it. It was more like a drop. But not like a good drop. Like it's like the, you know, if you're playing Diablo or another game and you get those gray ones, nobody wants those because those are normal. You want, like, the legendary ones. Okay. It's good. We're fine. It's fine. Yeah, and I don't even hear anything in there, so. Put that right there. It's fine. It's fine. And nobody clipped that either, so we're safe. Safe. I mean, nobody clipped it because nothing happened, right, guys? Wink. Everything's fine. I keep opening my trash can for some reason. Okay. Stir in vanilla. Vanilla. Huh, you got a break on that? I know. I hope that didn't crack you guys up too bad. Okay, I'm sorry, that was probably too much. I'm just gonna, let me put a tablespoon in there, and, you gotta break, yeah, oh jeez. It's fine. Half food Komakashi, any clip, and also listening to Disney songs. Nice. Disney songs are amazing, though, so that's totally fine. Flour. How much flour? 1 1/3 cups. It feels like there should be more flour in that, but, well, let's deal with it. Also, okay, don't worry, that burner's not on, but I totally forgot I need to start on some chicken. You're just going to see me over here while that's mixing. Because usually I get skinless, boneless breasts, but these were, like, super cheap. So I ended up just buying the chicken leg quarters. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook them, and then I'm just going to, like, use my paring knife, cut them off the bone, and chunk it up. But now, kind of slowly add in the flour. Turn that down to a low mix. And this is a 1/2 cup, so we're just kind of nice and slow. The last time I threw flour in here while it was mixing, it like shot up over everything on my mouse and keyboard, and that was a fun time, but it's okay. We learn from our mistakes, and we grow, and then we learn that keyboards and flour do not mix, because there's lots of little places for flour to hide in keyboards. In case you guys were wondering, you know, I figure all of you fine folks know that, but just in case there was any question about flour and keyboards, they are definitely not something to be mixed. Not even in the kitchen. You're taking notes? Okay, good. Deal, good. Take plenty of notes, sir. I'm spouting knowledge right now, and I'm making sure everybody's good. Everybody knows. Everybody's on the same page, so to speak. How much is it? 1 1/3 cup. Oh gosh. 1. Throw in entire egg. 2, throw all flour in at once on keyboard. Yeah. Oh wait, don't forget to turn your oven. Now you know we live in a busy world, guys, and time is everything. So the best thing to do is set your oven to broil, so you only have to cook the brownies for 10 minutes instead of setting it to 350 for like 40 or 50. I mean, who has time to wait? And remember, smoke coming from your oven, it's always a good sign. Always. Turn the oven to over 9,000. Yes, exactly. I really need to get a spatula. You know, I keep going to the store and I don't get freaking spatulas or things that make sense. I get, like, a torch. Well, I mean, a torch is necessary. Torches. Okay, so, it says medium. I don't need a medium. Should we open? Smoke just makes it tastier. Exactly. See, Silver, this is why. No, I can't say that. I say this is one of the reasons why I like you. Because there's a lot of reasons why I like everybody, but that's one of the reasons why I like you. Oh yeah, my tiny saucepan has the tomato sauce in it, so we're gonna have to use not so tiny saucepan. Oh, I can just use that saucepan! Especially if it's a really good marinade for your meat. Smoke just means more flavor. Exactly. Exactly. Okay, so now we got our little pan. Let me move my phone. Speaking of stuff, okay, where did I put my... Ah, there you are. I always forget, like, usually as I'm cooking, I take pictures so I can put them on Instagram and show kind of the process, and then I never actually do that because I'm terrible at life. There we go, there's that. There's the chicken. Ah, it's so pale. And, proofing. I'm a photographical genius, guys. It's totally fine. Okay, so that's all mixed pretty good. Oh, look at that. Oh yeah, it's just the way it's coming out. Okay, you can't see it because it fell down a little bit. There's this majestic, so smooth. It's gonna happen one day. 350 because yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure everybody who's in here already follows me, but it's okay. Actually, just so everybody knows, I'm going over to that friend. I have a friend who lives nearby. I was going to try him on yesterday, but we were having a get-together, so it ended up not happening. But I am going to go over to their house again tonight after the cooking stream. If I find another piece of egg, look at me. And I am going to try on, apparently there's more than one dress she wants me to try. So I will try on multiple dresses, and once we hit the goal, I think I'll actually make a Twitter poll of which dress that you guys wanted me to be in. So yeah. Aaron keeps bringing up brownies, because I'm making them right now. Yeah, she said the main one she wants me to try apparently has like a floral pattern on it, and yeah, I'm probably gonna post like teaser pictures of it later. So, you know, be prepared. I don't know. I asked her if these were high-cut dresses, and she just kind of laughed at me, and I don't really know if that's a good thing. I don't know how much thigh I'm comfortable showing off in front of you guys. I might get a little camera shy, you know. I'll just ask her to paint me like one of her French girls. Something about a lace and leg. She might have lacy stuff. I'm not sure, but apparently there is going to be more than one choice. So, be prepared for that. mean, my hair's starting to get nice and long, so maybe I just need to like put some good conditioner or something in there. And I don't know. It's not enough to braid. I can make like the little like rat tail type thing. I think I still need a few more months. But I think honestly, if this dress, well, I mean, it's probably gonna be a success. People love seeing people do things. If this is the case, I think I'm gonna make it so that every 350 followers, I wear a dress. Because if she's got more than one dress, then that means there's more chances for me to wear dresses. You know? And I think it would be kind of a fun thing to do, you know? Just have like a special dress stream every 350 followers. Because that's still a decent amount of people to get, you know? I'm not like top dog here by any means. You want more thigh? Well, it's hard. You guys are kind of looking like at my torso, and I'm wearing shorts, so you know, you can't really see much thigh. You like that idea? Yeah. So I think definitely, I think that's gonna be a thing from now on. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Because honestly, I've got no problem wearing a dress. I haven't done it in a really long time because the last time I did it, I was 8 years old, and I didn't exactly have a choice in the matter because my sister wanted me in a dress. So, you know, sisters, they're great. Give me a second. I'm currently playing with my chicken. Oh yeah, I should have. Do I have tongs? I should have tongs. Do I have tongs? Maybe I don't have tongs. I need tongs. Oops. That's okay. Plenty of ways to flip things. I'll use my dandy wooden spoony thing. You're a chest kind of person who wouldn't see thigh. Whoa! I mean, you could. Maybe I'll move the camera back specifically for it. I mean, it can go down, the camera. I usually just like try to make it so everybody can see like my head. I mean, if I get back here, you can see I have stuff on under the apron. Oh wait, that's dark. It's because it's all blue, but you know, it's out of the safe zone. True. I mean, maybe the camera's better back there. What do you guys think? Do you like seeing like more? I mean, I could put it in the corner and have it like show this. I just try to kind of have all my stuff showing, I guess. But I think this is a little bit, because even if I'm like here, you can still see me kind of doing whatever. And maybe if I turned it like a little bit. Because I'm just trying not to get, well, I mean, I guess it doesn't matter if you see like the Yeti right there, because I have a microphone. More white in the dress. Okay, I have to see. I told you, I'm going to go tonight, and once I get those pictures, I will upload them to my Discord, and if you guys don't mind an epic, I'll probably put some over there just so you can see that. Because I think it's a good incentive. I don't know. Like I said, I don't really do a lot of cross-dressing, but I've seen people do it for like charity streams and stuff like that, and that's a pretty good cause to do, well, anything for, as long as you're not doing anything like dangerous or stupid. So, yes. Because I think she said let's see, what time is it? It's about 6 o'clock right now. She said, the funny thing is, it's not just going to be her. One of my other friends is going to be there too. So I'll have 2 lady friends over there gauging whether or not I should be wearing certain things. So you can expect good taste, I hope. I'm pretty sure they have good taste. Maybe it's different when it comes to putting dresses on dudes, but yeah. But look, look at that. Yeah, it's so thick. Oh, I love it. My God. My gosh. This batter. This is good stuff. I'm definitely gonna have to use a spoon because this stuff is like not really coming out of here. So, but yeah, here you can. It's majestic. Also, the lighting's a bit better because I have a lamp over here, and it had like a little shade on it, but I took it off because it kept like interfering with the light. So. I licked that fork, and it just happened to be one of the parts that had some eggshell. But don't worry about it. Don't mind. There was only a little. I'm not worried. I'm still gonna eat it. It's just gonna be a little crunchy is all. You'll hardly be able to tell later. Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, this is good, and then like, oh, there's an extra in there. It's a bonus. It's a bonus. Nothing wrong with crunchy. Yeah, exactly. See, dude, cute. This is why you're such a cool guy. You understand these things. You understand that sometimes a man needs a little crunch in his life. You know, I mean, men and women. I'm not gonna generalize. You know, women like crunchy things too. Sometimes Sometimes a person just needs something crunchy. But yeah, this is the batter we got going right now. And I actually need to bake it for about 20 minutes first, and then bake it the rest of the way once we get the topping on. Alright, so let's start. Well, first things first. I'm going to pull these guys out of the oven because I'm going to have to preheat the oven. Yeah, it didn't really rise all this that much, but this is the focaccia bread crust. I also did have the recipe, so you guys can actually see it. This is the focaccia bread. You can kind of see I put some oregano and a couple other herbs in it. And this is the thicker crust. I say thicker because usually it rises a bit more than this, but I mean, it still looks like it's going to be pretty good. And we're still going to let it rise a little more. And then the other one I have, this one actually did rise a bit. This one is the pita bread. Now, I know it looks weird because generally pita bread, usually pita bread is just like flat bread. But you do actually put yeast in it, and I was kind of surprised that it even asked for yeast. So, what we're going to do now is the pita bread. I have to go ahead and, the pita bread actually needs to be smushed down a bit, and then it gets, then I'm going to roll it out and put it back on this pan. So, first things first, let me start moving some stuff around. Get my chicken in the freezer again. Watch your freaking shit. I'm sorry. Apologize. I know there could be kitties watching. Watch. You gotta be careful for the kitties. But yeah, So yeah, then you just kind of smush it back down. Get out them air bubbles. We're gonna... Oh, it feels so I love the way this feels, though. Now what we're gonna do is make a little ball. Okay, smash down, and then... Now we've got... Roll. Actually, can I make that go down? Yeah. Whoa, Brian! Oh my gosh. Oh, whoa. Oh, okay. So that's pretty good that way. Now let's go over here. actually covered pretty much the whole base there. Thankfully, I already oiled it, so we're going to kind of... The rest of it is smush and squeeze it out. I think pita is usually supposed to be a bit skinnier than this, but I mean, I'm totally fine with it being this thickness too. Because this looks amazing. I just love, like, the elasticity of bread dough and everything. It's just, I can tell this is going to be good stuff, guys. Good stuff. It should actually still rise a little bit after I finish here. So. Come on, come on. A little more. There we go. Make sure you're all out to the edge. Oh, okay. Echo. Turn off alarm. I was like, what the hell was that? So yeah, I pulled them out a little bit earlier, but yeah, that's I think this is a pretty nice even crust. I like the way this is turning out already. We're gonna cover that up again. Now let's turn the oven up to 350. I think that's what we wanted at, right? So that's 20 minutes. I'll let that happen. Looks like a circle. I know. I do like it when things are circular. Yeah, it's like, ooh-cha. We're still gonna let it sit for a little bit and proof a little longer. That should help it fluff out the rest of the way. But right now we're gonna go ahead and par bake. Because you par bake the brownie, and then I have to put the, I've got to make the custard, put that on on top. I can talk. Then put that in for, how long we gotta put it in for? Then it's gotta go in for, granted they should gonna place, oh, broiler. You're not a broiler. That's not, no, I'm gonna creme brulee it. Don't you tell me to put things under a broiler. Custard wax, spreading cover. Yeah, alternately a kitchen torch can be used. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna bake it for about 20-30 minutes. Then the custard we'll put it on top, and then we'll creme brulee. Beautiful. I think this chicken is probably almost done. Actually, one of the things I need to do... Okay, so I'm done with the cutting board for all the pastry stuff. Now the cutting board is basically just going to be used for pizza ingredients. So, I'll go ahead and pull out the stuff that I'm going to put on there. We got pepperoni. We got our bacon. I have to figure out where I put the other things. Ah, there it is. We got cubed ham. Oh yeah, I get the thick slice ones if I can. I also forgot, I totally have chorizo sausage, so I'm actually gonna put this one on the I'm gonna break it up and cook it up, and I guess I'll put it on the pepperoni and ham pizza, because the bacon one's gonna be with the chicken. I think is that everything? Did I have anything else? I think that's everything. I mean, I've got like celery and stuff left over from the other day, but I don't think you usually put celery on pizza. I could be wrong. I don't know. I mean, I had octopus, but octopus you definitely don't put on pizza. Well, I mean, at least not like traditional pizza. Not saying there are people that don't eat octopus on pizza, but it's just it's a little unusual. Yeah, because it's going to be... These three are going to be on one. So the sausage, that. And then the bacon and chicken are going to be on the other one. Because I always get like bacon and chicken like with the Alfredo sauce, which I'm actually going to make in a minute. I just have to make the cream for this first. I might make the Alfredo sauce first. Go ahead and clean up myself a small pan. So yeah, I'm sorry guys. Generally, like before I start cooking, I'll usually do the dishes just to make sure I've got like everything possible that I could have. But I didn't. Thankfully, like these are mostly like I rinsed it off and everything, and it's all good. It's been cleaned. It's like sitting in the sink. Ham and pineapple, all you need on pizza. Man, there's so many ingredients. Like I usually put mushrooms and olives and a bunch of other stuff, but I was like, I'm just gonna go with the basics today. You know, that's fine. Yeah, it's a stream theater. I'm like, I hear music. Kind of try to smush this over a little so we got a good crust. So they're both going to be kind of like flatbread pieces, just the focaccia tends to be a lot heartier feeling. It's probably still going to be airier than the pita, but definitely expecting to be a bit thicker. Probably just need to increase the amount of liquids in it. And I might have put, the water for the yeast might have been a little bit too hot. So hopefully I didn't kill the yeast, but I think I might have stunted its growth a little bit. So you have to have like a pretty decent heat, but nothing too hot, so that it can actually grow. But as long as I can cover all the edges of the pan with the dough, then I'll count that as a win. And I'll just use the oil and the brush to get the edges of the crust once I get the toppings. It's still going to be a few minutes until I get everything all ready. So, your favorite is actually barbecue chicken supreme. See, I've had barbecue sauce on pizza, and it's not bad. I just feel like I like it a little bit better if it's either tomato or Alfredo. So. We're actually going to move this stuff over. So we're going to move it right here. You know what? We'll set it over here because I've got areas on the side. Stay. All right, because I'm going to need this because we need to cook us some bacon. So we're gonna go ahead, start you up. Open this bad boy. Oh, okay. I was like, it doesn't have the little rip tab. Get that nice thick bacon. You always want to start off bacon on a cold pan. Like I know I turned on the heat, but it still technically hasn't had a chance to heat up. Because that way you don't, because if you just throw it on a hot pan, it tends to like curl up really bad, and then you can't cook it as evenly. So best to start it off on a cold pan and work its way up so it can slowly, you know, curl in and everything, and naturally cook down to what you want it at. I didn't realize this before because I'd always preheat it to like 4 or 5, which is fairly hot, and then you just get a whole lot of hot bacon grease, and nobody really wants to be splashed with hot grease. I mean, usually. There are exceptions to this rule, but I am not one of them. You bacon. I know, Kat, you don't like pork stuff. But you like pepperoni, right? But you don't like ham or bacon or anything like that? Which is fine. Everybody has their preferences, Kat. There is nothing wrong with that. I love bacon, but if other people don't like bacon, I'm not gonna shame them. I'm not gonna food shame you. You know, food shaming, kink shaming, all that stuff. You know, we don't do that here. So now this needs to be messed up. So you're gonna go over here for now, and then this stuff up because the bacon is cooking. Here, shame the bacon. Don't shame the bacon. It's like sliced meat. Alright, so that's all good. So let's gotta get this over here to cool. Oh, wait. So we've got our grilled chicken quarters here. Unfortunately, I forgot the skin does stick to the George Foreman, so I'm definitely gonna have to clean that. Chicken bacon is also really good. Yeah. Hey, bacon. Fuck you. So, yeah, your school sometimes uses turkey or chicken bacon instead. Yeah. You like it? It's just a little drier. Yeah. I mean, I've got no problem with it. I just tend to use traditional bacon in certain other dishes, like especially here, because I'm cooking it and then I'm cutting it up and putting it on top of a pizza. And turkey bacon, it starts to get like really tough if you cook it too much. Regular bacon, the most it's going to do is kind of crisp up a little more. So, surfer community, no more. We are not a swear-free community, sir. You're not fooling anybody. Like anyone. Oh God, I touched something chocolatey. What did I touch that was chocolatey? I hope it's chocolate. Okay, it's chocolate. Okay, so oven is ready. So what we're gonna do? There. Echo. Set timer for 30 minutes. Echo. Increase volume to 6. Which is a little quiet there. Thank you so much for the host. So the brownies are going to be in there for a little while, so I'm not going to work on the creme brulee topping until they come out. So, poorly educated inner city youth, all I have is the extensive vocabulary of lewd language. It's okay, Deal Good. We've all been there. We've all been there. Aha! You cannot beat me, garlic. Good thing. Always keep a sharp knife, kids. Sharp knives save lives. Okay, so we're going to start that up. What is it? 3 should be good. Runs. Man, we just don't want to start any political stuff in here. I don't, honestly, I could care less what everybody, like, what their whatever is. Because I like everyone in here that's with us right now. And I like them because of them, not because of whatever ideas they might have about one thing or other. I just leave that alone. But yeah, I mean, it's just, it is what it is. I don't mind. There's no need to be political and stuff, though. No need for that at all. This is going to have to cool down a bit. Then I'm going to have to cut it into sizable chunks. That was totally like freaking Link's Awakening. Huh. Nice. Yeah, it's like some of the fatty bits. I used to work in a butcher shop a while back, so I kind of know how to do stuff involving meat and cutting, you know, like I can get the fat off pretty easily. It does help that I have a really sharp knife, but there's still some times where I'm like, I don't really know what I'm doing, but as long as there's meat, we're good, right? The meat's the important thing. And I think that's all. Yeah, that should all be meat. Yeah, that's meat. Okay. Just making sure it wasn't just like fat. Because I'm just trying to get like the skin and fat off so I can cube up the meat for the round pizza. But that's not mean. Oh, that's mean? What? Oh, yeah, that is pretty mean. It's okay, though. Thankfully, this, like, once you cook it, the fat is, like basically a liquid. So it's really easy just to kind of carve off what you don't want. Oh. Actually, Silver, are you still there? How's your homework coming along? Are you figuring out the dumb proofs and stuff? Because like I said, I am like trash with those, but it's also been years since I had to deal with them, and I did not like them even when I was in school, so I still dislike them now. Being out of school and everything. Can't even. Mac and cheese for kids out of animals? Animals? No, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening anymore. I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing, which is slowly mixing things together. Let's turn up a little. You're slightly closer. How long did you leave the chicken in the grill? You left for a few minutes? The chicken was in the grill for maybe 10, maybe 15 minutes. But it started off cold, so I threw it in there first. This is just the char from the skin itself. But you can tell I cut all the way down to the bone, and we're good with doneness, definitely. So I'm just kind of cutting chunks. Yeah, we're good. Oh, and it's still nice and juicy too. So I'm just kind of, right now I'm just kind of chunking the chicken because it's just going to go onto the pizza, so. Cost of that meal, though, if we want to enjoy it ourselves. What meal? What are you talking about? You talking about the pizza? Like, I bought these, it was 10 pounds of chicken quarters for, like, $4. Like, it's cheap, man. Granted, the reason is because a lot of that weight comes from the bones, but it's still, overall, it's cheaper than getting, like, boneless stuff, and it's easy enough just to kind of carve it off the bone. Just watch the, you know, the joints and stuff like that. Don't cut the cartilage and eat that, because it's cartilage, and cartilage is kind of gross. You know, it's easy enough to get the fat off. You just kind of go through, like, don't be like the people who eat fried chicken like they're, like, I don't know, like they just don't care about food. That's all I say. Hey, you can probably see me kind of making my pile over here of the chicken. There's a little fat pile there. That's the chicken that's going on the pizza. Bring it down a little more so you can see. That's going on the pizza. But I'm just going through and, like, as it cools more and more, I'm just kind of, like, carving up the bits that I want to go on the pizza and Just follow the bone. I mean, it's pretty easy. And like I said, just watch the joints and stuff, you know, because obviously you don't want to be eating a whole bunch of cartilage, because that, well, for one thing, it's really chewy and gross, so most people don't. But, you know, drumstick, take the meat off of there. And that's another thing why I like the thighs, because the thighs are very, it's very tender meat. You know, you really have to mess up. You got to keep it like cooking for a really long time to dry out that meat. And I can tell I did a good job. Like, I just kind of go off of, when I cook stuff, I go off of visuals. I don't really check temperatures. Like, I have a little temperature stick thing, but I don't usually use that, because it doesn't always tell you exactly what the doneness is, you know. It's fairly foolproof, but there's still time. Yeah, like when you get to this point, it has that little bit of cartilage. I usually just kind of like pull whatever meat I can off of there. Because like this part is just really chewy. Nobody wants that. Nobody got time for that. You saying cat's hunger isn't important? What are you talking about? Cat's hunger is totally important, but unfortunately, she lives on the opposite side of the United States, so as much as I would love to feed her, I physically cannot. And she knows this too. But she knows if I could feed her, I would. I would feed everybody. Well, I mean, as many people as I could with 2 pizzas and brownies. Which I guess is quite a few people. Yeah, see, it's just so easy just to kind of like find the bone and just kind of chop it, chop. So yeah, I mean, so I'm one of those people where I'll save a little bit of money, and I'll even go through, like, I'll debone chicken thighs for things and all that. Like, I'll cook them and debone them for Alfredo and stuff like that. 'Cause I don't mind. Like, I kind of like doing the extra steps, you know, learning how to feel your way around the different cuts of meat and all that. But I'm not very squeamish when it comes, like, some people just can't stand, like, chicken blood and all that stuff. I don't know. I don't like it because it is pretty gross compared to other meats, but it's still nice to learn how to do these kind of things. At least to me. Granted, I don't know how to butcher a chicken, like, from like a farm or something, you know, like just straight up take a live chicken and make like this out of it. But I know enough, you know, I know enough to get by, you know, and how to pick like good chicken parts and all that. Steele, I should stop around more on Sundays. Well, it's because Dealgood tends to go to sleep kind of early because he works, like, in the crazy early hours of the morning. So, you know, my other streams tend to go on kind of late. So he'll show up for a bit, and then, you know, he can only do so much. Like, I can't ask Dealgood to sleep as little as I do. I can't ask anybody to do that because I care too much about other people to tell them to do that. So, you know. A good thing to do is just once it gets cool enough, is just kind of feel around, and if you feel like a good chunk of meat, just tear it off with your fingers. You know, it's fine. You just make sure your hands are clean. And I've been washing my hands like the entire time I've been in the kitchen, so I know I'm good. And just make sure, like, usually a really sharp paring knife helps for this because it is a pretty small area that you're working in. And it's good to just be able to kind of cut around the little bits of meat and then pull them out with the knife, kind of pile them up. Because that's the way I do it. Like I said, everybody does it different. Everybody does things different. That's okay. Like, generally, one of the things I tend to lack in my dishes is, like, presentation. Like, sometimes it looks really good. Like, those rolls, they looked amazing. But then there's other times where I'm just like, this doesn't look good, but it tastes amazing. Like cake. I'm really bad with cake with that. Like, I can make a delicious cake and icing, but it will look like something that came out of, like, a 4-year-old's imagination. So, yeah. But looks aren't everything in the kitchen. It's all about taste. You know, and I'm not like some 5-star chef, so I'm not worried too much about people, because I'm the one eating it anyway. If it tastes good, I'm going to eat it. Just remember, it's like that one chef guy said in Ratatouille, everyone can cook. Everyone. Even you. And yes, I'm talking to you. As long as it tastes good. Yeah, that's right. That's what I'm saying, do it to you. See? Food is food. And shit, I'm not gonna refuse. I'm not gonna refuse food just because it looks weird. I'm gonna be like, okay, well, I'm gonna try it. If it tastes bad, then I'm like, okay, we should probably try something else next time. But if it's good, then it's like, hell yes. Like my sister, it's funny. She cannot eat menudo because she knows what menudo is. You know, it's got tripe in it, which is, you know, cow stomach lining, basically. And she was eating it. Like, she didn't know what it was at first. She just saw a soup and she started eating it because her mother-in-law's Peruvian. And she's like, this is really good. What is this? And she's like, it's menudo. And she's like, oh, well, I don't want it anymore. And I'm like, look, just eat it. You know, it's still food. Man, we're actually getting a lot of Dream Theater tonight. That's good, because I like Dream Theater. If you guys don't know, that's the band that's playing right now. Okay, so, the rest of this can go away. As you can see, I got, like, basically everything except for the little teeny bits. So this is all going on the pizza. You've had tripe... Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, it's weird. Like, I've even had beef heart, and beef heart prepared the right way is delicious. Like, usually, my mother-in-law, well, she's not she's my sister's mother-in-law. I really don't know how that works. But, she makes beef heart, and it is so... She makes, like, kebabs out of it. It is so good. It's so good. Like, my sister's just kind of like, eh. She's like, she'll still eat it, but she's like, yeah, beef heart. And I'm like, it's amazing. Don't knock it until you try it. Then again, you're the guy who will order one thing you can't pronounce just to see if it's any good. No, I understand that completely, dude. Completely. Woo! I'm gonna flip the bacon. We're only gonna cook it for a little longer. So one thing I always forget about thick cut bacon though is that this stuff like. Oof, It makes a lot of bacon grease, and I actually save the bacon grease. I have a little container full of bacon grease that I use, like when I'm making scrambled eggs or fried eggs or other things. I'll just like take a dollop of that and throw it in the pan instead of oil. I mean, it works pretty well. Just I've been eating kind of a lot of bacon lately, so you know. Let's turn that down a little. This is actually the little container I have. Yeah, bacon grease for eggs, yes! Yeah, this is my little container. It's actually, you can tell I used it recently because there's like a little divot. Because I'll just like carve out a piece of the grease and like toss it in there. But this thing's actually getting pretty full, so I should probably slow down on the bacon and just focus on like making dishes that could use the grease. I thought I had something else. What do we got? Yeah, why did I put my cheese up there? Bacon's good, so let's turn that down. So what we're going to do now actually just going to try to kind of layer the bacon. It got a little bit more brown than I would have wanted, but it's fine. I mean, it's just going to go on the pizza. I do when I pour the grease, there's always like a little bit that tries to get underneath. Sure we got here. Good. All right. Next, open up the rest of the chorizo and see what we're going to turn on here. First things first. Make even little chunks of this. The other thing I like about thick sliced bacon is it tends to keep its shape pretty well compared to thinner stuff, so it's a lot easier to do this kind of thing, chopping and stuff like that. Oh, man, there's gonna be a lot of toppings on that pizza, and you know what? I don't even care. I don't even care. So chicken bacon pizza, well, chicken bacon and ham. There's going to be enough ham for both of them. Now we're going to go ahead and the chorizo comes in, you know, a little skin. So we're going to chop open the skin. Like I said, always make sure you have a nice sharp knife. This one's a little thicker. I'm not used to this. I've never tried this brand of chorizo before. But usually it's pretty easy just to kind of like squeeze out its skin. But this one's more like an actual sausage, which is nice. But it does make it a little bit harder to get it out of the skin because it's like sticking a little bit there. But there we go. Okay. It's not too bad. Just go ahead and chop it up into pieces. This stuff's actually pretty, like, usually sausage, once you pull it out of there, it kind of falls apart on its own, but this is pretty sturdy, so I'm gonna cut it a little. Oh. And so we're just throwing it on the pan there. And this was like a last minute, I forgot that I had this chorizo in there, and I'm like, you know what, we might as well throw it on there with the pepperoni. I mean, it's all sausage, right? It's fine. Meat is meat. The best pizzas just have a little bit of everything. I would have gotten black olives and mushrooms and all that, but I was like, Like I said, we'll keep it a little bit more simple this time around. A little bit less preparation. Alright. Hopefully this brownie should be getting done fairly soon, then I can swap the obviously oh man, that came off so smooth that time. I gotta do that next time too. Sorry, I'm like, just cutting this thing like, yeah, that's good stuff. Okay. That thing. There. Probably gonna need to sharpen this knife after this too. There's a lot of chopping going on tonight, but I do really like paring knives. Like before I was just using the same knife, and while it's a really good knife, it's also a larger knife. And they're a little bit unwieldy, especially when it comes to like fine chopping and stuff. So I'm like, shit. Just grab a paring knife, and that's what I got now, so. And I love it. You know, it's nothing super fancy, but it gets the job done. And that's the thing, I'm very practical. Like, probably the only name brand thing I have in this kitchen, or like expensive name brand I should say, is my KitchenAid. But I like it because it's functional. Like, it's just, it just is a better mixer than anything I've used before. You know? So, like knives, all that other stuff, like, I usually use, like, the bare minimum. Because I'm like, there's no point in going, like, too crazy, right? Heavy KitchenAid, best 250 euros. But yeah, no, it's worth it. It is, honestly, it is more than worth it. So, I'm going to put the cheese into here and thicken this a little bit. And that's why we wear the apron, kids. It's definitely it's more than worth it here, dude. I would have to say, like, I love it. So you know, actually, what I'm gonna do with this for this pizza is I'm just gonna take all the ingredients and I'm going to mix them into the sauce. So that way we've got like the most coverage going on. So let's move these pepperonis. Take that skin off. And that way I know that it's as thick as it can be. So we're going to... You guys can't see me doing that. So yeah, I'm just taking the chicken and the bacon I have. And I'm going ahead and pouring them into this pot where I've been simmering a little bit of whipped cream and butter and a little bit of regular milk to thin it a bit. And I also put a bit of cheese in there, like Parmesan and mozzarella. Just a bit to thicken it enough so that once I put it down on the actual pizza crust, it's not going in. So. Alright, let me grab myself another towel. Clean the grease off this bad boy. Most of the bad stuff off. So yeah, this we're gonna spread it around so the sauce is nice and good. Bacon covered, get everything covered so that once it goes in the oven, it's got the cheese on top, it's got everything going for it, so it should be perfect. You can tell, here's the pita crust again. It did rise some more, which is amazing, because then that means that I can make a little, I'm going to make like a little divot in the middle, put the sauce down, making Kool-Aid. Now, I gotcha. Do what you got to do, Brian. So that way I can just kind of, I'm going to press in the middle here, and kind of make sure that it's actually got like a little crust going on. Since it rose a little bit, just make the crust, I'm not going to make it too big. That's a pretty good crust right there. Yeah, just kind of smush down, and then yeah, so the crust is up around the sides. So you got a nice little divot in the middle for the actual toppings. Start from the center and kind of go out to the sides. Make sure, because I've already seen a few air bubbles come out of here. So, that's number one. Turn this off. We're going to go ahead and drop this in here and spread it. I know this is probably kind of a weird way to make pizza, but I haven't made it with the Alfredo sauce. And Alfredo is a bit, at least the stuff I made was a bit thinner than usual. So I figured this would be the best way to make sure that we used every last bit of it and we didn't lose any of the meats or anything like that. So. So we have, this is the chicken and bacon, and I'm going to kind of spread it out in the middle. Actually, it makes like a really nice layer. I'm also going to take a little bit of oil and rub it around the crust area. So this is going to cover it. Oh man, this is going to be fucking amazing when it comes out. I'm sorry, it's just this already looks like really good. I just got to get the nice layer of cheese on top and then get everything all baked in there, and it's going to be lit. That's all I can say. Moving this stuff around. The good thing is, like, I'm getting the char from the bacon too, even though I poured out bacon grease. So all of this, I'm just going to kind of pour on the other pizza. Plus, spread some of that, because I knew I was going to put ham on here too. So, oh shit. This piece of ham. I'm sorry, piece of ham. You did not deserve that treatment. You did not deserve the floor treatment. Yeah, it's... Echo. Turn off alarm. Okay, so... supposedly the brownies are done, which is good because I'm gonna need to swap out pretty soon. Get this fry enough ham for now, and then I can put the rest with the pepperoni, ham, and chorizo. So that one's ready. Here. I don't really need to heat that up. It's just tomato sauce because this is actually I made it the other day. It's a tomato sauce I made for dipping garlic bread in, but it has the same consistency and the same flavor as pizza sauce, so I'm just going to use it as a pizza sauce. So I technically made the pizza sauce the other day when I had garlic bread. Oh, hey, shit, that works for me. Let me take a look at this brownie. Oh, I don't know if I'll be able to creme brulee this thing. It's pretty big. But let's see. Right now we've got... I should have had the brownie recipe. This is the brownie we've got right now. It basically just looks like a chocolate cake at the moment. But yeah, I assure you it's a brownie. Let me just stab it really quick and see how we're looking. Just how we're looking. This is when I really wish I had like skewers or something, like just a long pokey something. I had toothpicks, but you know, I kind of left them at the last place. I left a lot of things at the last place I was at. Kind of wish I had done that, but you know, things happen. Yeah, that's fine. It came out. That's clean enough. Let's leave it in for a little. 375. That's okay. This is one. Let me put the cheese on top, and then we'll start on the next one. Mostly because the chorizo is going to have to go it's going to have to go under the cheese, because I worked at Pizza Hut before, at a pizza place, and basically the rule of thumb is any loose toppings, you want under the cheese so it holds them on there. The pepperoni, you want over the cheese because the pepperoni, you know, it releases a lot of oils when it cooks because it's a sausage, and so it won't stay under the cheese anyway. It's better sticking on top of the cheese because then the oils from the pepperoni and the oils from the cheese mix, and then everything's delicious basically. So this is pizza number 1, which is our chicken bacon Alfredo pizza. Also ham. There's also ham. That's good for now. So we'll take this. Just trying to make sure that this sauce doesn't get out. Okay, that's good. Oil. Need to brush a little bit of oil out of us and get that nice goldenness. When I did the focaccia one, oh well, it's fine. Okay, so let's go. Let's a bit more oil in there. So this is one pizza. Now let us start on pizza number 2. Which is going to be our square pizza. And then we're just gonna we're just gonna pack down the middle part. So we've got more of a crust on the outside edges because it did rise a little bit more, not a ton, but enough. Make sure we're getting any air bubbles out. You know, you've probably seen on pizzas when it has the air bubbles in the middle, it gets those weird spots where there's like a bubble with just like a little bit of sauce in the crust, but all the toppings like fell off the side. Nobody wants that. Nobody. So that's good right there. We're gonna go ahead and pour the sauce. Use this to get the rest of the sauce. It's already going to have that delicious bacon, chorizo. It's just going to have a bunch of flavors on this thing. All right. So, pizza number 2. It's just kind of spread the sauce evenly around inside the crust. Try not to get too close to the edges. And that way. Like generally at Pizza Hut, they just had a spoon that measured out exactly how much sauce you needed for each pizza, and it was flat on the bottom, so you literally just kind of like ladled it around evenly. But I guess that's pretty good. Yeah, it's not going to be perfect, but it's fairly even, I think. Plus, once I get the other toppings in there, it'll start to kind of even out, because it'll press to the sides. Let's take a picture. There's the ham on the floor. Alright. You, let me go ahead and get rinsed out really quick. Because tomatoes, chocolate, plenty of things get really course, if you do not rinse them out right away. Go ahead, turn this off. So we got our pizza sauce down. I'm gonna go ahead and kind of take this chorizo and spread it over. Kind of like sprinkle it. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put the chorizo and then we're gonna put the ham down. Then we're going to put the layer of cheese on top, and then after that, we'll go ahead and put the pepperoni down, cover that bad boy up, and then we should be ready to bake the pizzas, which should only take about 20 to 30 minutes. I'll probably put them in for 20, check it, and then after that, see if it needs to go in for any longer or not. I mean, usually I'd also put Italian sausage in here, but I didn't get any, and I was just like, fine. I mean, it's just like any other pizza. You can put anything. You can put, like, literally anything on a pizza. There is no limit to what you can put on a pizza, except your own imagination and, well, I mean, if you put something, like, truly disgusting, like trash or something, then yeah. Maybe you shouldn't be making pizzas then. But this guy around. What we're gonna do is now the brownie should definitely be done. Increase the heat in the oven a little for the pizzas. Yeah, you fluffed them some more. And I have to let it cool. And hopefully, I might need to smush it down a little bit because this is a lot breadier than I thought it would be, or cakier. I might need to smush it a little so I can actually make the creme brulee bit on it. Wait, what is this? Is this a symphonic one? Oh, it's the file select. From which one? I'm sorry, I just... Oh, Skyward Sword. It's just, it sounds so nice. Okay, so, got the chorizo down. Let's go ahead and there. Put down the ham. But yeah. Also, I hope everybody else is doing today. Yeah, you know. I can English. And I hope you guys are having, because I know it's getting kind of late, so either you're having dinner or you're figuring out what you want to eat for dinner. You know. Oh, that's a big old chunk of ham goodness. I think I'll use one last little chunk here, and then the rest of it I'm just going to save for like an omelet later. Because omelets are fucking amazing. But yeah, so. And the oven is ready. So as soon as we get this one all covered, then we're good. And I need to take pictures of things. Pardon me for a second, guys. Pardon me, I'm still going to be here. I keep forgetting to, artistic process. One pizza. That thing. I'm going to wait till I get this one covered and then I'll take a picture of that. Yeah, because the last time I made a pizza, I used a crust that Pastel Shell, one of my community members and an awesome streamer, she'll actually be on later tonight too, that she gave me, and it's called Fathead Pizza Crust. And the funny thing, it doesn't use any flour. It's literally made out of egg, almond flour, and mozzarella. And I know that sounds really weird, because you basically just heat up the mozzarella until it's malleable and, you know, partially melted, and then you add in the egg, you add in the flour, and you just mix it all up, and it actually made a really amazing thin crust. Like, if I doubled the recipe, I could have made it more like a hand-tossed or pan crust, but it was really good. It was really crispy and everything. Like, I really enjoyed it. It might have been partially because it was made out of cheese, and I freaking love cheese. Speaking of which, we're going to use the rest of the cheese on this bad boy. Try to keep it kind of piled up. But yeah, it was really good. Where's the pineapple? I went kind of minimalist today, Mild X. How are you doing today, by the way? So I didn't put like mushrooms or olives or any of like the extra stuff I usually would. It's pretty much just ham. There is chorizo in this one, but ham. Sammy? Okay. Sorry. I always have to like kind of figure out what people's names are. The other one I have is chicken, bacon, and ham. And that one's actually on a pita bread crust. It doesn't look like pita bread because, you know, most people see pita bread after it's baked, and it's like that flat bread with the little splotches. But here, let me show you. This is the other one I have, which is, like, you know that username. And this one's got, yeah, it's got chicken, bacon, and ham underneath the mozzarella, and it's a pita bread crust. And it also has, it's got Alfredo sauce instead of, you know, normal tomato sauce like this one has. But I put that on there because that's usually, if I like ordered from Pizza Hut or something, that's usually the combination of pizzas I would get. So I'm like, well, I might as well make it at home and see how that goes. Yeah, helps if I open the pepperoni. But I'm making that. I do have a brownie that I just made, and I'm going to be making a custard to go on top of it, and I'm actually going to creme brulee it. Well, I mean, I have a torch, so I'm actually going to put that on top, you know, let it cool, and then caramelize the top bit. So it's extra fancy tonight, I guess. Also, thank you so much for the follow, Sammy. How are you doing today? I know I'm. Okay, well, I don't have fingernails apparently, so we're gonna this in here. But thank you. You are not aware of this. Well, you can probably tell if you look at the Half Do I Stream Food every Sunday, Sammy. And I usually kind of figure out a new dish each week. I've made pizza in the past, but one of my friends requested that I make pizza, so I was like, you know what? I haven't had it in a while, so I might as well. But yeah, if you look at my schedule below, it should be in the About Me panel or the description. I stream 5 days a week. Can you make the Big Mac? I mean, I could make a burger. I'm not opposed to making burgers. It is about the point where I'd like to start grilling. Sadly, I don't have like an actual legit grill. But I could definitely like. Actually, you know what? I could try like emulating the sauce. One of my friends, she wants me to learn how to make different like aiolis, which is basically just like mayonnaise-based sauces. So yeah, I could always try that. But yeah. I mean, I don't mind. Like, because basically, whatever I cook, I'm going to eat anyway. So if it turns out good, then I don't care. Even if it doesn't turn out that great, I'm like, you know what? Food is food. Waste not, want not, and all that. But pretty much everything I make, I like. There was one time I made cannolis, and they were terrifying, but that's just because I was very stubborn and didn't get everything I needed for them, and yeah, that was an experience I do not want to do again. I'm kind of glad. I think at that point I didn't have a roommate because it probably smelled like a lot of burnt, like a lot of burnt. So, but yeah, I used to work at Pizza Hut, so this pizza would be an abomination for them because they have a very specific amount of toppings you're supposed to put on, and I probably already exceeded like the maximum. Do I have any pets? Sadly, I do not. I live in a one-bedroom apartment that does not allow for pets. Granted, if I really wanted to, I could probably like figure out a way to sneak a cat in here. If I could figure out how to make cat boxes not smell like cats. If anybody has any ideas about that, you know, just bounce those off of me. But yeah, no, I used to have a bunch of cats and dogs and stuff like that, but if I can say, I used to watch a stream called Shellify. Nice. Or Skellify? Is that what it is? Well, I don't know, Brian. You know a lot of people. Like, I didn't actually start, like, watching streams a lot or streaming myself until last year, so. I mean, you know that, Brian, because that's when I showed up when I started, when Demi started up again, and she was like, hey, there's a Discord, and I'm like, oh, what's Discord? And then it happened. And now I have this really tall pizza. Oh, I can't put these back in there. Okay, so what happened? Nothing happened, Jency. Everything's fine. I'm just about to throw these pizzas in here. I'm gonna go ahead and put this one on top. This is the pepperoni, ham, and chorizo pizza. So that's going in the oven. Actually, let me take a picture of it first because I forgot to take a picture. Now you live in all cooking streams. Nice. Well, that's fine. I haven't seen a whole lot of cooking streams, although... Yes, learn to read? What are you talking about, learn to read? Are you talking about with, like, Skelly in them? Or what? Because I don't even know who that is, honestly. But I don't know a lot of people. There's a lot of cooking streamers. Nice. Fortnite, nice. Were you trying to figure out what happened to Skellify, Jency, or what? I don't know, man. Like, I legit do not know what you're talking about, Jency. Yeah, I know, there's another person, Yeba Deba, who's a part of the Epic Streamers. She was cooking yesterday, actually. She made waffles and a few other things. And she did really well, because her kitchen looks like it's not very much bigger than mine. Like, mine just looks... Well, mine's extra small because I don't really give myself a lot of space to do things. But nothing, don't worry about it. Okay. Okay, Jency. You got a life? Oh, okay. You can still have a life and stream, even like every once in a while, you know? I don't know. I feel like it's kind of silly when people are like, oh, well, I can't do this anymore because of this. And I'm like, you can. You just chose not to. Like, I don't know. Like, if they don't want to do it anymore, yeah, it's cool. But I mean, if you have people who like watching you and you like doing it, you might as well keep doing it, right? But I mean, like I said, that's just me saying that. Like, I love doing it, so I'm like, if I had to slow down, yeah, I would. But I wouldn't just stop flat out. So, yeah. Okay, anyway, this thing. So you watch Work Chef all day and comes home and streams, cooks for hours, streams 4 to 6 days a week. Damn! That's like, yeah, that's like, whew. That's dedication. That is serious dedication. Like, I don't know if I could go that. Like, if I had a full-time job still, my streams would probably be kind of few, well, not few and far between, but at weird times, but, you know. Okay. Mix together cornstarch and sugar. Yeah, you're not going to put 3 1/4 cups at half and half cream. It's too much. I'll cut that in half. We'll do like 1 3/4 cups. That's what it is. Yeah. 1/4 cup cornstarch. You could have streamed. I mean, I could have, but I might have gotten fired, and people probably would have stopped shopping at Walmart, or they would have just filed a large amount of complaints, because it's pretty awful. Like, no joke. 1/4 of a cup cornstarch and 1 cup sugar. Okay. Oh yeah. Like I said, it is what it is. Everybody does things differently. So. No, I have to do this right. Because this is going to need to be like 1/8 of a cup cornstarch and 1/2 a cup white sugar, because I'm having the recipe. So, that's really good. Here's Demi streams. Oh, too bad she also got a life. Well, it's... I don't know. I'll have to talk to her because she wants to come back to streaming. She's just trying to figure some stuff out. So I probably just need to keep on going over to her house and bothering her. And being like, hey, do the thing. Just do it. Because she's been playing like Minecraft and stuff. Like she's been playing things and she could be streaming. She could be. She just hasn't been, you know. And I'm not telling her how to live her life or anything like that, you know. If she doesn't feel like streaming, she does not have to stream. But I think it would be good for her too. Like, I enjoy it because I get to talk with a bunch of people, you know? And it really helps because, you know, most of that, I don't really want to talk to a whole lot of people in the area around here, other than Demi and Bean and Summer and the other people I know. But they're not always readily available because they have lives too. So, you know, it's kind of like an in-between time, I guess. So 3 tablespoons butter. Cream. Extract. Where's my knife? So Rabbit never talked with her in here, which sucks since everyone is so close. Yeah. She'll come in here and chat sometimes, and like I think Emmy is working today because otherwise she'd be here. Either that or she forgot about Twitch. She tends to kind of forget about Twitch. So. And Discord and stuff like that. But I mean, that's fine. It's. Yeah. I mean, like. I mean, I've gone to her work too and chatted with her a few times, so, you know. But obviously, I'm not going to disclose that. That's something that she can tell you, you know, in her own time. But I mean, I've been to her house a few times. And we went to Austin on Friday to do like Pokemon Go stuff and go eat and check some stuff out. So I'm honestly just trying to get her to get out of the house more, because it really helps to get out and do stuff. But 3 1/4 cups. Wait. So right now, you can't really see it too well because I don't have it aimed, but I have cornstarch, sugar, and butter in here right now because I'm creating the base for what's going to be a custard that I'm going to pour on top of the brownie here. And then once I get that on there and it cools down a little bit, then I'll torch the whole thing. So, oh yeah, also, Echo, set alarm for 18 minutes. I really need to remember to set alarms for, you know, like pizzas and stuff, because it's in there. So now that's all mixed, so we're going to go ahead and throw this in there. So that's for a half and half. And 3 1/4 cups. So I'm going to put in 1 cup of cream, and then I'm going to put in like some milk too, because half and half is half cream, half milk. In case anybody was wondering. And what I have here is 1/4 cup. So. There for now. Actually, that means I have more cream for later. So if I wanted to make whipped cream, I totally could. Yeah, he's the really far one, yeah. Well, and Swifty, because Swifty lives, like, in another country, but, you know. There we go, that should be good. Swifty was actually in here for a little bit earlier, but I think he had something else to do. He's kind of had his own stuff to deal with, so I got no problem with that. He just needs to figure out what he wants to do next, I think. Or figure out what he can do next, I guess I should say. Swifty told her to fuck us, so he doesn't exist to you. I mean, yeah, I could see that too, but I don't know, man. There's reasons behind everything, honestly. So, but I mean, if you never try to patch things up, it's never gonna happen anyway. But like, if that's how you feel, if you don't want to talk to him, then yeah, that's up to you, bro. I don't know. I basically talk to everybody, so. So we're going to turn this into a custard. Oh, he blocked you out. Well, it doesn't help that you guys are both kind of trolls, so yeah. That probably, in the end, backfired. But it is what it is, man. I mean, you can't win them all. Let's turn that up a little. So what we're doing now is we're going to boil this a bit, try to get the custard going. I have a feeling this is still too much, but let's see. I mean, this is like a super dense brownie. Damn, this is. I don't know why this brownie's so dense. I'm trying to see if I can kind of like flatten it a little. It's very warm too. Oh. Like not like hot warm. It's like the really nice warmth. So, I don't think that's gonna get any. That's not going to get any more smushed, did it? Well, that's okay. We'll just put it on a nice flat surface. Actually, where's the... Did you fall down? Because I have another little thingy. Oh, that's okay. Put it right there. Okay, so get this right here. I'm going to start boiling this so we can turn it into a nice thicker custard. Then that's going to get poured on top and get a sprinkling of sugar. And then once I sprinkle the sugar on top, let it sit for a bit, and that's when we'll go ahead and we'll creme brulee. And by the time the pizzas are done, everything should be done. That's, those look divine. Granted, I just really freaking love pizza. Okay, so we're waiting on that. Let this but yeah, I'm glad. Thank you so much, everybody who's been here the whole time or that's joined recently just to check out and see what the hell's going on with this cooking stream. Like I said, I am in no way a professional. I'm just kind of making shit in my kitchen, but I mean, honestly, that's just kind of a way for me to show people that anybody can cook something. Like, anybody. Anyone. You don't have to be a professional chef. You don't have to be a woman to have... Well, some women don't even know how to cook. So, yeah. It's not gender-based. Nothing really is. It's just, if you want to eat good food, the best thing to do is learn how to cook. What is this? Kenny, what did you give me? What is going on? Why do I have so many... I haven't been looking at my phone. Okay, sorry, 1 second. I'm like you're, you know, Silver, that's okay. We can, Silver, for only the low price of all of your love, I can give you private cooking lessons through Discord video. Yeah, it's fine. That's live, right? Live. That's fair. Words. Or find a really good restaurant. Not everybody's got money for that, sir. Not everybody's got that money. Ooh! Or go home to mom's cooking? Oh. Ow! Okay, I'm sorry. I can't... I don't know how good a cook your mom is, so I'm not going to say anything. But I'm a pretty good cook, Silver. I mean... And come on. Okay, you can give me like half of your love. Okay, is that okay? Was all of it too much? I'm sorry. Or even a quarter? Just like a sliver. Just give me... I don't know. Just say hello to me every once in a while. That's good enough. Like the nude. I don't do nude cooking lessons. I'm gonna do dress. It's gonna be a dress. I don't do nude, sir. That is my premium Snapchat. Just swipe up. It's a one-time lifetime fee of $29.99. You will not be displeased. It's private. Oh, was I supposed to remove it before I put in the vanilla? Whoops. $30 for the nudes? I'd say that's a pretty fair deal. I'm just saying. Deal. It's a good deal. Okay, so we're trying to get this to the consistency of thick pudding. It's already starting to thicken up a bit. But, oh wait, see, this camera keeps like kind of slowly falling. Can you gift that to others, like subs? I don't know. I'd have to ask Snapchat. Be like, hey, is there a possibility people can gift each other special stuff, maybe? Like, hey, wink, finger guns. This is kind of puddingy, but I don't think it's puddingy enough. I just want to make sure it doesn't burn, so constantly stir it. And I can see the camera is still like slowly going down, because I know I had it up further than that. Camera, stop. I know you're hanging on the wall, but I barely used you enough for those joints to be like acting up like that. For you to be acting a fool. It's starting to get pretty thick because it's hanging on, but still a little bit more, guys. Because basically what you're doing is you're just reducing the water out of the cream and the milk to make a pudding, putting the pudding on top, letting it cool a bit, sprinkling sugar on top of said pudding, and then lighting it ablaze with the flame of 1,000... Whoa. Oh. Yeah. See. Okay, now, I don't always need that much oil. It's just necessary. It was very necessary for oil, the barrels to be oiled. For oil. You know, just, yeah. It's fine. It's totally fine. Don't worry too much about it, Silver. It's fine. I promise you that never happens. So, yeah, and the camera's falling down. Damn camera. Why don't you want them to see my pudding? My thick, viscous cooked pudding. That might be like double. So I think viscous, like, well, I guess if it's high viscosity, then that means it's very thick, and low viscosity is thinner, I think. I don't know. I know words, sometimes I forget the exact words. Sanchez, you should be able to do it now. There's just like the slightest cooldown. It's okay, Sanchez. It's gonna be fine. She just beat you to the punch is all. Okay, that was necessary in the game, you know. I'm just saying, like, and it wasn't even the first date. It was like, I don't know, we've been traveling together for quite some time. Totally normal for a man and a woman to have those kind of feelings. Isn't it okay for Well, I don't know what I got. It was like a frog, bro. It was a frog. Sir. And that, honestly, yeah, Brian, you can't say that for everybody. Some people, you know, don't enjoy certain things, sir. And I don't know what you're talking about anyway. Like, are you talking about with, like, a water gun? Because it depends. Like, if you like the girl, then it's okay. If you don't like her, though, then she shouldn't be pointing her goddamn water gun at you, sir. Just saying. Just saying. And I mean, girls are icky anyway. I learned that in 2nd grade. Yeah, there's like no... I might have to get rid of that one because there's no context for that at all. It's just, well, all you need to know is Cards Against Humanity. So you can use your imaginations to wonder what exactly went down. You know, I think this is... Is this pudding enough for club? Are you putting enough for club? I think this is fairly thick. I think this... It should be thick enough. I apologize. That was my phone going off. Okay, yeah. We're going to turn off the heat for this. I'm gonna cool down just a smidge. Yeah, my twatter. Okay. And yeah, that thickens up like really quick. So, what we're gonna do now, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and pour my thick fluid, my thick whitish yellowish fluid on top of this brownie. Yeah, I was wondering, like I really wasn't sure if he poured or not. Okay, guys, see, look at watch it spread. Yeah, this is... Okay, so we're gonna... You know, I'm not even gonna... We're gonna spread it just by tilting. Tilt controls. Everybody loves motion controls. Okay, kids. The magic is about to happen. Magic the Gathering. Let me move this light over. I don't know if that actually made it lighter. We'll just kind of like point it right over there. Actually, no, that doesn't help at all. That's my lamp. Yes. I was playing... What the hell was I playing that involved nuts? I don't even know. Okay, guys, so pizzas are just about done. They're looking pretty freaking good in there. This is looking pretty good. Now I'm gonna sprinkle the sugar on top because you're supposed to put a light smattering. Was I cooking? Oh, okay. Maybe it was before I remembered that I need to actually change the title of the stream to not retro. And you see, I'm just kind of sprinkling a little bit of sugar. You don't remember that? Yeah, that's why I'm like, it just says retro. Unless it was like one of the Final Fantasies. But usually I put the Final Fantasy if it's a Final Fantasy. Because that works better than just retro. Okay, kids. You guys ready to see some magic? And not like Magic the Gathering, just like magic. Actually, let's see. Can I put this over here? Nice. I actually have my camera, so I can like. I was gonna put this on Instagram, but we're gonna record me creme bruleeing. So, oh, echo. Turn off alarm. Yeah, we'll get the creme brulee first, guys. Now we got our torch. We got this. So. This is just what's gonna happen. Oh, did it finally connect? It finally connected. Wow. Sorry. So we're gonna start recording, guys. But yeah, this is how you creme brulee. Maybe. Wait, move that. Okay, good. Recording. There we go. So you're caramelizing the sugar on top. You just kind of go over. We may need more sugar in this hand. There we go. I might just be going too quick. I hope no professional chefs are out there watching me, like, shaking their heads. Well, wizardry, sir? Well, I have produced fire from my fingertips. Actually, it's coming out of this thing, but, you know. This is browning. I think I had to do it a little bit more evenly, though. Slowly. Just watch that brownie, because I'm using a butane torch, so you know the flame is a little bit hard to see until it flares up. But this is actually turning out a lot better than I thought it would. Okay, come on. Heat up. Because once the sugar actually starts browning, that's when you're seeing the flare-ups. Remember, kids, don't try this at home without a responsible adult. The brownie. Well, the creme brulee is literally just a custard with, like, sugar on top. And what you're seeing is the sugar that I sprinkled on top being caramelized, you know, very quickly. You can also do this by broiling it, but I mean, that's no fun. Tastes like burning? No, you know, it tastes like, you know what caramelized sugar tastes like? I mean, it's in the name. It's like caramel, pretty much. Like, this isn't burnt. It's just, you can see it's brown. It's because it's just slowly burning, like, the outside layer of sugar, but it's not burning the food itself. You do, yeah. I hope so, Deal Good. If you don't know what caramel tastes like, then you're missing out. Granted, this is, I think, a lot bigger than it was supposed to be, and maybe this torch isn't as strong as I thought it was. Yes. Maybe I'm just too close. It feels like I'm not. But I just like the way it looks. Like, you see the flame, and then it's like, oh, perfectly browned sugar. Gonna have to like split this video up into multiple parts or something, or just like clip the last bit, because this is not all fitting on Instagram. Thought it was gonna be like a quick minute, but it's been a lot longer than a minute. Okay, let me do something really quick. This is supposed to lock it in place. Okay, it did. Oh yeah, I can turn the flame up. I'm like, what am I even doing? The flame was like on the medium setting. There we go. Now I don't feel like I'm gonna get like carpal tunnel from that. Looks excellent. Thank you. I think it's turning out way better than I would have thought, but I've never actually done this before, so you know. I've done a bunch of different cooking, but I've never lit things on fire. I mean, on purpose. You know, there was that cake, but that cake's different. And then as soon as I'm done with this, we're going to go ahead and pull out the pizzas. Maybe I need to be further away. It's probably pretty good right there. Thank you. And thank you for everybody who's being like patient. I'm being kind of quiet because I'm like concentrating on making sure I don't char this bad boy, but it's turning out way better than I expected. You know, but you never really know what to expect when you're working with an open flame. Unless you're like grilling, and then you're like, okay, well I'm grilling something. But this is a bit different, because you know, I'm creme bruleeing. The edges. That is that, kids. All you need is a steady hand, a flame, and sugar, and you get your very own creme brulee brownie. I mean, it doesn't look like a brownie because the brownie's under there, but you know. Let's stop recording that. Dude, that looks so good. Shit. All right, now enough tooting my own horn. Let's get these. Let's cool it up. I can stick it here. Actually, you're cool enough too. But yeah, let's check on the pizzas, guys. So that's our creme brulee. Bring it a little closer so you guys can see the shininess. That's actually still kind of hot, so we're gonna put that down now. But, pizza time. Okay, first up, we got our pepperoni, ham, and chorizo pizza right here. We got a little bit warm, but it's okay. Well, not a little bit warm. The cheese and stuff got, you know, brown, but that's normal. Got our pizza. Can you guys hear that? Sizzling. And the ASMR pizza stream. Yes, that is the pizza. The regular one. This is the tomato sauce pizza. This is where I was cooking. That's already cool. Oh. And then this one is our thin crust focaccia pizza. Not focaccia. Focaccia was the first one. This one's pita bread. Now this one is our circular. This is our Alfredo pita bread pizza. And that turned out really good too. This one I might leave it a little bit longer actually. But first, let me. I might as well get all this stuff together so I can take a quick picture of it, and then I'll put that back in there. It's jiggly too. I love it. That's alright. I don't mean to like toot my own horn or anything, but when I make like stuff that just looks amazing, it makes me so happy. Yes. Thank you so much for everybody who came out and who's been sticking around through the whole thing, even watching me like randomly do dishes and stuff like that. But That's gonna go in there. I'm gonna let that crisp up a little more. That should be good. So yeah, we got 1 pizza, 2 pizza, dessert. And this creme brulee, we're actually gonna let it cool a bit because once that custard thickens and everything thickens, then it'll just be a nice like block to eat with both. And it'll have that caramelized sugar on top for that extra flavor. This bread turned out good. I mean, I think I need to put a little bit more liquid in the focaccia next time because it could have expanded more. It could have been thicker, but all things considered, it looks like it's gonna be good. And it should have absorbed the tomato sauce. Next time I also need to make more tomato sauce because I thought I had more than that, but I guess I used a lot, so. Dude, why do I have 27 notifications in Discord? This happened. Oh, wait, did Silver join my Discord? Oh, she did. Okay, so, guys. I think at this point... Oh gosh, what's going on? There's debating happening. Why is there debating happening? I'm scared, guys. I'm scared. Alright. But what I want to do now is... I think I'm going to go ahead and raid someone up really quick. Thank you so much for everybody that came by. Pizzas, everything turned out amazing. I'm going to post the process and... Steins Gate. Okay, I'm sorry. And I'm going to post the pictures on Instagram. So if you guys have an Instagram and you're not following me, if you look below my... if you look below the stream in my description, I have my Twitter, my Instagram, and my YouTube. There's nothing really on my YouTube right now, but I have those down there. So I'd say, like, I'm trying to get better at photographing things, like nature, all that, the foods that I make. So definitely, if you guys don't mind, you can follow me on there, check me out. I'll probably follow you back too, because usually I like seeing what everybody else has to post. But, yes. But we're going to go ahead, and we are going to raid up Pastel Shell, who should still be on. Believe that she is actually doing creative right now. Like, I would stick around longer, guys, but I really need to get this kitchen cleaned up. And then I have to get over to my friend's house to try on dresses, which is not something you'd usually see me say, but obviously you guys know that there's things in the works. So, but thank you so much for the support, everybody. Thank you so much for coming out, for hanging out, for chatting, everything. I love you guys. I will be off tomorrow as per my new schedule, but Tuesday I will finish up Fatal Frame because I think I at least got halfway through because that was the last scary game we voted on. So Tuesday we will finish that up. Then Wednesday, Thursday we'll keep working on Ni no Kuni, and then Friday we'll figure out what multiplayer game we all want to try to play together. Like I said, thank you. Thank you, Silver. Thank you. And like I said, Silver, everyone can cook. Even if you feel like you can never learn how to cook, you could. It just takes effort, is all. And even if you can't cook, I'm more than happy to cook for you. Because I really like making food and having people enjoy it. So. But no, thank you so much for coming out. Deal good. You guys have an excellent night. And tell Shell hello for us. Well, I mean, I'll be there too, but, you know, treat her good.